A boy left a suicide note in class, but the bald teacher mocked and insulted him, even forcing him to stand naked before the whole school to apologize. And after 3 years of being bullied, I completely lost the will to live, wanting only to say a final goodbye to my family before dying. Yet my older brother and sister acted cold as if I didn't exist, so I sobbed and tried talking to my father. But because I accidentally blocked the TV, he cursed me out again. And on the TV, the biggest bullying case in country H was being broadcast, where an 11th grade boy brutally dismembered 7 bullies. And he couldn't stop laughing in front of the reporters, saying coldly to the camera that those animals who only gang up on the weak. Even killing them 10,000 times wouldn't be enough. And if you're watching this or being bullied, then to survive, you must kill them. His words made my heart pound violently, and I applauded him as if I were right there on the scene. The ones who were wrong were clearly those bastards, not me. Why should I be the one to end my life? That night, I searched online for ways to deal with thugs, wondering if I could really take them out, just like that guy on TV, but doing that would completely destroy my life. All I ever wanted was to live an ordinary life. Why is it so hard? If I keep doing nothing like I am now, Lee Dao-yoon will beat me to death sooner or later. So what meaning does my life even have? I started rummaging through boxes for a useful tool, practicing stabbing motions into my pillow over and over. The one who should disappear isn't me. It should be you, Lee Dao-yoon. Yun Do-jun had already made up his mind, but the moment he stepped into school, he wavered again. Lee Dao-yoon's slap came right on schedule, and the other bastards humiliated me, just like always. I hesitated, should I kill them now? Should I stab Lee Dao-yoon first, then the rest, or only aim at him? My heart pounded, but my hand froze, while Lee Dao-yoon kept shouting. Finally, I made up my mind. I would stab him until he looked like a beehive, and the bastard wondered why I wasn't reacting. But the moment our eyes met, I suddenly remembered Pavlov's dog from science class. The experiment where ringing a bell while feeding a dog eventually made it drool from the sound alone. And because I've been bullied and beaten for so long, fear had become my own conditioned reflex. Just seeing Lee Dao-yoon's face triggered it, tightening every muscle from the back of my neck down. The plan I practiced dozens of times last night instantly collapsed the moment I saw the look in his eyes, and I hated myself for being so weak. In that moment, terrified, I hid the all, and I felt just as disgusting as Lee Dao-yoon. After school, they dragged me to an abandoned construction site, where Lee Dao-yoon mixed a special drink for me, adding another guy's filthy socks, plus dirt, and finally spit a disgusting glob of phlegm into it. Then told me to down the first cup in one go, and if I didn't drink, he'd just keep slapping me. I really didn't want to drink it, but refusing meant getting beaten half to death. So under their mocking laughter, I desperately swallowed the foul water. But I couldn't hold it. I threw it all up. Lee Dao-yoon told me, if I didn't finish every drop, I shouldn't even think about going home today. I don't know how long it took, but the ingredients finally ran out, and Lee Dao-yoon got annoyed. There was only one bottle left already, since I hadn't been able to finish a single cup. He ordered the other 2 to go buy more. By then, my head felt like it was splitting, and I was about to vomit again. No, my stomach was already churning violently. If this kept going, I really wouldn't last. I couldn't take it anymore. I broke free from Lee Dao-yoon and ran with everything I had. I didn't even know why I was running. Tomorrow at school, they just beat me again anyway. Suddenly, Lee Dao-yoon caught up and grabbed my head. I didn't understand why this pain felt worse than death. Drinking myself to death earlier would have been better. After being beaten like this, I couldn't even fight back once. Just seeing his face made me tremble and go blank, unable to do anything as long as I saw him. But right now, I couldn't see his face. And as long as I couldn't see his face, I could do it. I shoved Lee Dao-yoon hard into the middle of the road. He tried to turn back and curse at me, but his voice stopped abruptly. The other 2 were still laughing about how stupid I looked drinking that filthy water, until they noticed an accident up ahead and went over to check it out. But when they saw the person lying on the ground, their hearts skipped a beat. I staggered my way home, and the nausea vanished instantly. From that moment on, I swore I would live. The next day, thinking my life was already over, I still went to school like usual, and everything seemed normal, as if nothing had happened. Maybe I won't get caught. Why is it so hard for a criminal as vicious as me to give up hope? I didn't dare push open the classroom door. Maybe the police were already waiting inside. I walked in nervously, and just like any other day, nothing I feared happened. After class started, the teacher announced that last night, Lee Daoyun had been in a car accident, hit by a truck and severely injured, now in a coma. Then the teacher shared the police investigation results, saying he got into the accident because he tried to jaywalk. If that's the case, then maybe I won't be arrested. No, that's not how I should think. I should turn myself in, but I want just a few days of ordinary school life first, nothing more. I finally got a taste of the ordinary days that Lee Daoyun stole from me. At first, I didn't even know what to do. Then I opened a novel I used to love. Ever since entering this school, I never had the chance to read properly. Ordinary school life didn't seem that special, but it made me a little happy. I even felt like lunch break was a waste of time. Tears kept falling onto the yellowed pages. What that bastard stole from me was exactly this simple school life. Even though it's late, I still wish this kind of life could last. Maybe it's just my imagination, but the atmosphere in class felt different. Without Lee Daoyun, those two who always bullied me didn't come pick on me for some reason. Even the students who used to be bullied like me looked less nervous. After Lee Daoyun disappeared, the classroom became so peaceful. Maybe I actually did something good. Not getting caught might even be a lifelong blessing from the heavens. But my fantasy shattered when the police car arrived. The homeroom teacher told a student to call me to the office. My hands were cuffed. The police announced that due to the serious crime I committed, I was under arrest. I had the right to hire a lawyer and the right to remain silent. My parents had no idea what I had done. The officer showed the CCTV footage from a nearby store capturing me pushing him. Even though it was short, I still had that brief dream. I once imagined living an ordinary school life like everyone else. If gods really exist, they would never let trash like me have happiness. Society kept reminding me of my crime, and each time, a heavy weight crushed my chest. Now, the judge read the verdict for the defendant, Yun Do-jun. He pushed student Lee Daoyun into the road, causing severe injuries, committing a major offense. But considering that Yun Do-jun had been under constant torment and was drunk to the point of incoherence at the time, the court sentences him to 2 years of protective supervision. The special drink that Lee Daoyun forced me to swallow contained alcohol, and the court took my suicide note into account, so I wasn't sent to juvenile detention. But it felt like I no longer had anywhere to go. The school didn't give me a chance to explain. They expelled me immediately. My father ordered me to get out of the house. I stared at him in disbelief, then left like a kicked-out stray dog, with no one saying a single word for me. I couldn't understand why things turned out this way. I didn't expect much. I just wanted to live an ordinary life. But now I've lost everything. And even after all this, why won't you people leave me alone? Why keep clinging to me? Those two who followed Lee Daoyun, Ryu Sung-tae and Bae Ju-won, why can't you ever stop? Ryu Sung-tae sneered, saying since you made Daoyun end up like that, how could we possibly let you off so easily? I felt like my whole body was about to fall apart. There were too many of them. I couldn't escape at all. Betting everything I had, maybe I could barely handle just Lee Daoyun alone, but facing countless Lee Daoyuns, there's nothing I can do. Ryu Sung-tae cursed at Yun Do-jun, calling me a demon, saying no matter what, I shouldn't have pushed Lee Daoyun in front of the car. My poor Daoyun. I'll accept your apology for him first. Come on, Yun Do-jun begged like a dog. You know how we do things. If you don't apologize properly, we'll beat you non-stop. I couldn't understand. This guy actually said Lee Daoyun was pitiful, and that I was even more evil for pushing him. Don't make me laugh. Lee Daoyun pushed me off the cliff tens, even hundreds of times. What did I do wrong? You were the ones who bullied me first. Why do you keep picking on only me, you bastards? Ryu Sung-tae looked at me like I was trash. Tired of living, huh? Another round of beating followed. I didn't do anything wrong. I was just struggling desperately to survive. The real villains were clearly you bastards. The brick in my hand smashed hard onto Ryu Sung-tae's head. Now I was on top of him, swinging the brick again and again. I think I finally understood. There's no need to feel guilty toward scum. If I want to escape this garbage and keep living, I have to eliminate them completely. But taking down Ryu Sungtae by surprise was useless. Others had weapons too. Sticks rained down on my body, but I would never endure silently again, even though the brick strike hurt one of them. I got hit hard on the back of my neck when I was distracted, and I fell again, taking another beating. Bei Ju-won sneered. Trash like he wants to take on all of us? He lifted my head, only to see me glaring fiercely at him. Bei Ju-won grew angry, saying he'd dig out my eyes. I hated myself for being weak. If only I were stronger, I could get revenge. Then a lazy voice called out, and a man asked in confusion, "Who are you people? What are you doing in my house? I'm trying to eat. Could you leave?" The group laughed, saying this construction site wasn't his house, that he was just a homeless kid who should get lost. But the man seriously replied he wasn't joking. This really was his home. "That's my pillow. Why is it covered in blood?" Park Young-hyun snapped, "You idiot, get lost." The man sighed, saying he'd just go to another house then, maybe Little Bear Park. Park Young-hyun laughed, saying this kind of guy backs down instantly. The next moment, a cup of instant noodles slammed onto his face, followed by a flying kick from man. Seeing this, the others rushed in. The man knocked down another bastard with a punch, easily dodged another attacker's swing, grabbed the guy's jacket, and struck him with a heavy blow. It was a one-sided massacre. Bei Ju-won wondered what the idiots were doing. He was about to move when the man stopped him. The man held something shaped like a small knife and asked him, "You guys used tricks from the start. More people, more weapons. So me holding one shouldn't be a problem, right?" Then suddenly the man tossed the object to Bei Ju-won, and he realized it was just a pair of chopsticks. The man asked, confused, "Do I need a knife to deal with you?" I noticed that guy fought in such a strange way, but he was insanely strong. He single-handedly took down Lee Dae-yoon's entire group. Bei Ju-won started begging the man to stop beating him, but the man laughed, saying, "You won't die. I'm just going to punch both your noses wide open." Hearing the screams, I realized he was a complete lunatic, but why did it feel satisfying? Seeing the other idiots run and abandon their friend, the man sighed that life was truly lonely. I didn't know why, but I thanked him for helping me. The man asked, confused, "And who the hell are you?" "Get out." He sighed. His instant noodles were wasted, so he'd starve tonight. I stopped and said I wanted to ask him something. Could he make me as strong as him? The man snapped, "Are you insane? Let go of me." I hurried to say I'd buy him instant noodles. Just listen to my story. The man sighed, saying my life was pretty twisted too, and added that pushing Lee Dae-yoon was something I did very well, that I had more guts than he expected. Hearing that, I asked if he could accept my earlier request. The man still replied he would never teach me how to fight. I begged him, saying I'd buy him even more instant noodles, but he bluntly said I had no talent for fighting, that I was like a flower raised in a greenhouse, too soft, too ordinary, that if I learned from him, I'd have to live like him, but I'd probably just become a target. I told him seriously that no matter what, I'd adapt, so please. He was helpless, thinking he already refused me in the gentlest way possible. He said I wasn't ready to go home, and that if I kept following him, he wouldn't go easy on me. I didn't understand. Why couldn't I? Was I doomed to be beaten forever? I would rather die than endure that again. I could never give up. Even after that, he kept refusing me. But I had to get stronger, strong enough to make my bullies kneel and beg. If he wouldn't teach me, then I'd copy everything he did and become strong like him. So I followed him and imitated every move he made. First, picking clothes out of the trash pile, then eating the tuna cans meant for stray cats. I thought if I wanted to adapt to the outside world, then I had to do this too. After food and clothes came sleep. I slept on the slides in the park just like he did. His life was like that of a homeless man. Following him, I sometimes wondered if this was right or wrong, but watching him fight made my conviction solid. The man kindly warned anyone who provoked him to bite down tight, or their teeth would crack. If I could become like him, I could definitely take revenge. Naturally, the man knew a tag-along kid was following him all day. He asked how long I planned to keep following him, and if I still wanted to learn to fight and take revenge. I firmly said yes. He laughed and said then he'd teach me. I wondered why he suddenly agreed so easily. Of course, it wasn't that simple. Before that, he wanted me to beat someone up. That someone was Park Young-hyun, the one who beat me at the construction site. The man said that hitting someone with a brick was not bad, but that was just the struggle of a little lamb, that it wasn't revenge, just a desperate act when cornered. If I truly wanted to beat them properly, then I had to think from their perspective. Forget what that guy acted like in school. Until now, I was just prey. So this time, I had to become a lion. Park Young-hyun also bullied me plenty at school. Earlier, he even pulled my pants down in front of girls, dumped filthy toilet water on me, apologized afterward, and begged me to forgive him. But when I tried to shake his hand and make peace, he twisted my fingers hard. Park Young-hyun, 1.87 meters tall, once a baseball club member, was expelled for beating teammates. His right-hand grip strength was a full 84 kilograms. Under his grip, I could only beg for mercy, asking him to let go. Remembering all that, I kept telling myself not to be afraid. Just follow the plan. Park Young-hyun always bullied me with his strength. Just to show off. Just to look tough in front of classmates. Garbage like you doesn't deserve to live. That strike surprised even the man watching from the side. I didn't expect attacking to be this simple. Acting first really was everything, but as I tried to finish it, a heavy punch slammed into my face. Park Young-hyun was speechless. The one who attacked him was the expelled idiot June. He shouted, "Did I not beat you enough at the construction site? You got a death wish?" And I was back to being beaten one-sidedly. The man sighed. The first hit was good, but nothing followed. Maybe he judged me wrong. Maybe he never needed to test my ability. Now the pain I felt was hundreds of times worse than usual. Park Young-hyun wondered why I chose him. Did I think he was easy? He sneered, saying he didn't go too hard on non-athletes because toys like me would break too fast. Today I'll show you what a real punch tastes like. Suddenly I grabbed some trash nearby and smashed it into his face. The man watching let out a surprised "oh damn." With his view blocked, I moved in, but he stared straight at me and yelled, "What the hell are you doing?" Damn got blocked by his hand, but I still had a chance. I grabbed his clothes hard, but couldn't move him at all, blocked again by his arm. He asked what the hell I'd been doing this whole time, saying today was the day I'd die. I thrust 2 fingers toward his eyes. The man finally realized I'd been imitating him this whole time. He thought it was a decent idea, but none of the movements looked right. Park Young-hyun scoffed that I was dirty and almost poked his eyes out. Idiot June, feeling wronged? Trying to get revenge? You can't even do revenge properly, idiot. I glared at him furiously, asking how he dared to ask if I felt wronged. Of course, because of you all, I got expelled. My whole life ruined. I'm so damn wronged. If I could, I'd kill every last one of you. Before the fight, I had asked the man if he really thought I could win. He knew the size difference made it nearly impossible, but miracles happen. On the street, anything goes. They already ruined my life. What was there left to hesitate? I had to use any means necessary. The man thought the fight was over and turned to leave. Maybe the construction site moment was just luck. He thought I might have been a rare talent. But when he glanced back, the fight wasn't over. Park Young-hyun asked, "Idiot June, what trick are you trying now? You think I'll believe a coward like you would dare threaten someone with a knife?" He grabbed what I was holding, trying to yank it away, but the sensation in his hand told him something was wrong. I mocked him. "Didn't you have a strong grip? Then squeeze harder. Go on, just like when you crushed my hand earlier." His body began trembling, terrified that maybe I really did grab a knife. The man knew. Having someone suddenly stand in front of you with a knife is something normal people never face. But most people, just by seeing a blade, freeze completely from fear, unable to move. But no matter what, the premise was that it had to be a real knife. If I had prepared a fake one, the grip would have exposed me instantly. But judging from Park Young-hyun's reaction, the man knew it must have been real. June was even crazier than he thought. Park Young-hyun also wondered if I had turned into a mad dog, since ahead of us was a dead end. The man questioned whether I actually intended to kill him. I slammed the handle of a knife hard onto Park Young-hyun's head. Finally, it was my turn to beat him senseless. The man could tell I was getting excited. Park Young-hyun grew furious, unable to fight back against this idiot. He had to get whatever was in my hand away from me. I kicked him hard in the torso. He begged for mercy, saying one of his ribs might be broken. I couldn't believe he was asking me to stop. What the hell are you talking about? Do you know, because of you, what kind of days I lived at school? When I was beaten senseless for no reason, no one stopped. Every time I tried to gather courage, I ended up begging you guys. But for a moment I spaced out, remembering those nights, curled up alone, trembling under my blanket. Park Young-hyun seized the chance. The man hadn't expected June to actually win. He really did have the makings of a madman. But the next second, the man's face dropped. The idiot actually got careless at the final moment. Park Young-hyun yelled that I never had the guts to use a real knife. And that, unlike me, he wasn't a coward. I was dead. The man sensed something was wrong. He was about to intervene, but suddenly stopped. The knife hadn't pierced flesh at all. Park Young-hyun finally realized the thing in his hand was just a steel ruler. The touch was too similar to a knife, so he had been fooled. I mocked him, saying I wouldn't be scared by a steel ruler like he was. The man realized I must have been digging in the trash earlier to find that thing, using it as a bluff in such a short time. The kid was interesting after all. Park Young-hyun went berserk, yelling that I dared treat him like an idiot, claiming he was the madman of the baseball club. Park Young-hyun. The man poured some unknown liquid over his head, mocking him. You call yourself a madman? Park Young-hyun roared, asking who the hell had a death wish. When he saw it was the same guy who beat him earlier, he immediately attacked. The man scoffed that he was nowhere near a real madman. He told me, you know what happens when I don't step in, right? What a shame, June. Just a little bit more and you would have made it. You lost, so I can't teach you how to fight. I cursed myself for thinking of those bullying scenes at a moment like that. I wanted to change, yet nothing had changed at all. I lost to those bastards again. I slammed my fists onto the ground, blood seeping from my knuckles. The man watched silently and asked, Kid, do you really want to get stronger that badly? Even after taking a beating like this, you still want it? I nodded seriously. So the man decided to give me one last chance. But it'd be much harder than this. Was I sure? After that, he said nothing and walked with me for a long time. He told me the kids at school were just childish nonsense. The real danger was outside. People the school couldn't control. June, it doesn't end when you leave school. If you want to live in society, you'll meet people far worse. Those with nothing to lose are the scariest. And some people are dangerous the moment you meet them. This was the place where those dangerous people lived together. I didn't know why he brought me here. The man kicked me into a room, told me to survive here, then shut the door. I didn't understand what he meant. A few rough-looking men stared at me, making me swallow nervously. After hearing my explanation, they understood if I wanted to learn to fight, I had to live here. The red-haired leader, Cha Yi, asked who allowed it. He said Jo Han-ji was unbelievable for dumping me here and walking off. They asked me several questions. I honestly answered no to all. Cha Yi sighed, asking what I was even good for if I couldn't do anything. He didn't understand why Jo Han-ji brought this useless kid back, but they couldn't just throw out someone he brought, so they decided to let me stay one night. They gave me a tiny laundry room as my place to sleep. Cha Yi said not to thank him. This wasn't free. If I couldn't do anything, I'd have to work. Look forward to the days ahead, he said. From the next day on, I handled all the chores. It was exhausting, but I couldn't complain because they provided me food and a place to stay. A runaway like me couldn't afford to be picky. And honestly, this place felt way better than school. Over the next few days, I walked around the area and realized this place was terrifying, worse than anywhere I'd been. It was like all the delinquents in the world had gathered here. If I accidentally made eye contact with them, I prayed they wouldn't target me. I didn't get it. Did I really look that easy to bully? Some jerk picked a fight in front of his girlfriend, claiming I stared at her legs. He mocked me, telling me to kneel and apologize. So Jo Han-ji telling me to survive here meant surviving in this den of thugs. The jerk raised his hand when I didn't answer. Before, I would have endured. But now I didn't care how many times I had to fight. His raised hand stopped midair, because behind me, Cha-Dee asked, "Bastard, what are you doing to my boy?" He glared at me, saying, "What are you doing? Go home and clean the balcony after shopping. Stop talking to people like that." The jerk's friend urged him to let it go. He knew the rumors about Cha, and said the guy beside him was Kim Ziok, both from Jo Han-ji-I's family, so they should drop it. The jerk pulled out a small knife to shut him up, yelling, "You think you can just walk away after hitting me?" Cha-Dee grabbed his wrist and casually slammed him into the ground. That was when I realized Cha-Dee's strength rivaled Jo Han-ji-I's. He told the others that if they wanted to fight, they could all come at once. The rest scattered in fear. Cha-Dee scoffed. "What a bunch of cowards." I thought, are all of Jo Han-ji-I's friends this strong? That bastard woke up at dusk, slammed into the wall in rage, wanting to kill the whole group. A low voice asked, "Really? Then want me to help you?" A few nights later, a sneaky figure appeared outside Cha-Dee's window. He twisted open a gas tank valve, slid the hose through the crack of the door. Not long after, I woke up needing to pee, groggily heading to the bathroom, when I suddenly smelled something foul. It smelled like gas. I hurried to open the door for ventilation and hit something with a bang. The gas leaker yelled angrily, "Which bastard?" I recognized him as the jerk who picked a fight days ago. He quickly ran off. I realized he was trying to kill everyone here. A thought sprouted in my mind. My footsteps sounded loud in the night. Cha was right. Although I can't do anything yet, there's something I really want to do. Soon, Cha woke from unconsciousness, not understanding what had happened. The gas leaker muttered, confused, "How was I still alive? Didn't everyone live in one room?" A voice answered, "I don't sleep with them, so of course I'm fine. What I want is to take out trash like you. What do you think you're running, you bastard who tried to kill people?" A few days before this, I sincerely asked Cha to teach me how to fight, because he took down that thug in one hit, and I wanted to be that strong. Cha sighed, saying I talked nonsense. One look, and he knew I had zero talent for fighting. He casually spotted a jump rope on the floor, tossed it to me, saying someone weak like me had to train by jumping rope like crazy. He could jump 100,000 without effort. How many I did was up to me. He added that back when he was obsessed with working out. This was the basics. After that, Cha didn't see me again. Not even dishes were washed. He wondered if the idiot was actually doing 100,000. He was only bluffing. No one should believe it. Then Cha saw something he couldn't understand. The idiot didn't sleep at all. He really meant to jump all 100,000. I gasped as I told Cha I still had 47,000 left. I wanted to become strong like him. Cha said it was pointless and told me to wash the dishes. I refused to believe effort was useless. My fist kept slamming into the gas-leaking bastard. He shouted in frustration, asking why I kept chasing him. He'd beaten me up countless times already, yet I still clung to him. He yelled, "Stop following me, you annoying brat. Quit chasing me already." He knew that if he didn't finish off Jo Han-ji-I's group, he had to flee or the organization would target him. But what the hell? Why was this idiot still chasing him nonstop? He tumbled down the stairs. I thought he fainted and tried to drag him back. I wondered what organization he meant when blood trickled down my face. He said coldly, "You should have stopped." I thought, so this is what it feels like to be threatened with a knife. He kept swinging the small knife. New wounds appeared all over my body. Against someone with a blade, I had no chance. But I still had to do something. I grabbed a board from the trash heap, but it was cut in half instantly, useless. The knife kept coming closer. The sound of blood splattering filled the air. At that moment, Cha's group woke up. Kim Ziok growled, asking who dared do this. Was it those guys? Ha Sungbin wondered who saved them. Where was Jun? Could it be him? Cha said Jun chased the attacker. Kim didn't know where he got the courage. He'd be beaten badly, for sure. But Cha didn't think that would happen. Back then, I tried to slap Cha awake, telling them they owed me. I nearly passed out dragging them around, but Cha was barely conscious. I told him I saved them. So he had to teach me to fight, split chores fairly, and I'd get a part-time job too. Cha seemed slightly clearer and told me to shut up. I asked if he'd promised to teach me if I caught the attacker. I vowed I would catch him and made him promise to keep his word. I lifted Cha's hand. Hooking pinkies meant he agreed. Cha knew June wouldn't just take a beating. He had a madness inside him. The man was shocked. I grabbed the blade barehanded. I sneered. Didn't you say you'd kill me? That's all you've got? Now it's my turn. He stared in disbelief. This kid looked useless and weak, but his eyes were full of killing intent. I grabbed the man's arm hard, copying Cha De-yi. The man realized I was trying to take him down. He scoffed. You think you can? With your half-assed technique? Keep dreaming. Stop struggling. I'll send you on your way. Hearing that, I suddenly laughed. I never planned to take you down. The next second, my feet left the ground as I dragged him over the railing. The wall was nearly vertical. We were almost free falling. I crashed hard onto the ground. Vision blurry, but I still stood up, grabbed a stone, and was ready to smash it into him. But he really looked unconscious. I collapsed to my knees, exhausted. I finally beat the thug I once only fantasized about defeating. I wondered, do I actually have talent for fighting? If so, then those pieces of trash won't live easy lives anymore. Suddenly, I noticed a huge patch of blood on my hand. The knife had ended up in my body after all. Strange, why doesn't it hurt? I thought I could start my revenge from today. Who knew I'd fall here? I didn't know how long I was out before waking up again. Thanks to the runaway crew, I survived that day. The doctor said the stab wasn't deep. I fainted from the impact when falling. When I was found, the attacker had already disappeared. Even though they didn't catch him, the crew promised to honor my deal with Cha. Kim Ziok praised me. Jumping together with the enemy? No, wonder Han Ji-ai brought me in. Joe Han Ji-ai showed up at the hospital, laughing you're alive. Seriously? Time to learn real fighting. It's still not too late to run away. I said firmly, once I'm discharged, I'm starting immediately. After I got out, the crew thanked me by giving me the thing I wanted most besides fighting, the barbecue party I'd craved for so long. I devoured the meat like crazy. Cha said helplessly, anyone seeing you would think we starved you. My eyes instantly reddened. Hong Ji-young glared at Cha, blaming him, all because that bastard only fed him tuna cans. Kim Ziok apologized. We were all runaways, he said, so accepting a stranger wasn't easy at first. I understood everything, just didn't expect outside life to be this hard. I only want a normal life. Why is mine the only one screwed up? Cha said, you think only you're tired? We're all the same. Each of us has our own crap to deal with. Some don't even have family to go back to. We know better than anyone how hard it is to survive out here. If you have nowhere else to go and want to keep living outside, you can stay. I won't boss you around like before. And even if we look messed up, living freely with these idiots has its own charm. I couldn't remember when I last laughed. It's been so long since I felt this happy. After that attempted murder incident, my life started changing too. First, I didn't have to sleep in the laundry room anymore, though I'm not sure if that's good or bad. Second, to get along better, I stopped being overly polite with them. I didn't expect we were all about the same age. Cha was even the same age as me, which felt weird, and I kept dreaming about splitting chores fairly. We said we would, but everyone else had part-time jobs, except me and Han Ji-ai. I asked nervously, are we really doing nothing? Han Ji-ai grinned confidently. I'm the leader here. Trust me. Then I got kicked out the door again. Cha said, if you want chores to be fair, you need to make money like the rest of us. Han Ji-ai's bullshit about earning nothing? Yeah, right. After earning money, I should still make time to learn fighting. Han Ji-ai swept the floor and told me good luck. That's how I got introduced to a pizza shop in a back alley nearby. I only worked 2 days before wanting to quit immediately. The customers here were all brutally unreasonable, and the boss just kept rambling without stopping. I thought maybe I should find a different part-time job. I said I needed the restroom, but he even made me leave my phone behind. Suddenly a woman walked in and shouted, Dad. The boss replied, Noon, you're here. We're busy. Help out with the new guy. She was pretty, but the job was still exhausting. Anyway, girls were never interested in me, but suddenly she leaned in and stared at me. She smiled, you're so cute. I thought maybe I should work here a little longer. At the time, I didn't know meeting this girl would change my whole damn life later on. That night, screams echoed again across this chaotic neighborhood. Joe Han Ji-ai ordered the guy on the floor Tell him, if he doesn't crawl here with that bastard who tried to kill us, I'm going straight to their place and wiping him out. In the following days, I worked peacefully at the pizza shop. At first, I kept dropping plates like an idiot, but Naon only worried if I was hurt, saying she wouldn't tell her dad. I thank Kim Ziok for recommending such a good part-time job. This must be what people call the kind of job you could do for a lifetime. If only the unreasonable customers didn't exist, it'd be heaven. But because she told a customer to stop smoking, Naon got a drink thrown right in her face. I couldn't hold back, but the boss grabbed me. Naon still smiled and apologized to the customer. Afterward, I asked the boss why she didn't say anything when being treated like that. He snapped, "You want my shop shut down?" Naon noticed it too. I hadn't been in this neighborhood long. There's a dangerous organization here. You can't tell who belongs to them, so you must stay cautious. The boss didn't want to see his daughter bullied either, but he'd already seen plenty of stores disappear without a trace because of that group. In a place like this, the only way to survive is to swallow your pride. I realized that although Naon was my age, she was far more mature than me. This life was much harsher than I imagined. As I was finally getting used to the part-time job, my first lesson began. Joe Hanji taught me that the first step in fighting is overcoming fear, though he wasn't too worried about that part anymore. He warned me not to get cocky because of one win. What, you're gonna jump off something every time you fight? Against normal guys, you'd lose instantly. Don't worry, I'll rebuild you. He asked if my family wouldn't come looking for me. I answered firmly, even if they find me, I'm not going back. For the next few days, he pushed me through extreme training, running, jump rope, push-ups, squats, sit-ups, and some weird footwork technique. I started doubting, was he seriously teaching me? I hadn't thrown a single punch yet. I asked, "Hanji bro, is there a 100% winning method for street fights?" He sighed, "Didn't I already show you? Use the environment. Block their movement, blind their sight, grab anything nearby as a weapon. That's it." But he knew judgment like that can't be trained. Do what I tell you. Just do it properly. I said I didn't want those tricks. I wanted to learn how to punch. I want to be like them. He snapped, "You brat only care about flashy crap." I used the footwork he taught and dodged the book he swung at my face. We both froze. He threw a few more blows, and I dodged them all. For some reason, he agreed to teach me punching and personally demonstrate. I broke out in cold sweat. "See, can we not start yet?" A few days later, inside some warehouse, some poor guy was getting beaten senseless. Some underlings told Cheon Ki-ho that Joe Hanji had been messing with their organization lately. Cheon Ki-ho scoffed, "So what? You want me to tell the boss I hid things from them and get myself killed?" He blamed everything on that idiot. That little bastard screwed up after taking money and even tried to run. He gave the other underlings 30 minutes to bring Joe Hanji crew here. They broke into cold sweat. They knew it was impossible. Cheon Ki-ho growled, "Go, unless you want to die right now." The three bolted. They ran to Joe Hanji place, but no one was home. Yellow Hair said, "We're dead anyway. Why not just take down Cheon Ki-ho together?" The Pompadour guy cursed, "You dumb fuck. You don't know Ki-ho is even more vicious than Joe Hanji." Pompadour guy called the one searching outside. He figured Joe Hanji group might head to the pizza shop. At that moment, I saw the shattered window and a huge man wrecking the entire shop. He asked the owner, "Aren't you close with Kim Ziok? Don't you know where he went?" Then he glared at me. "What are you staring at? Get the hell out." I glared back at the fat bastard. I looked at Naun collapsed on the floor. She mouthed for me to run. She was fine. Then she politely apologized to the fat guy, saying we really didn't know anything. I hesitated. Naun endured so much humiliation just to protect this shop. Can I just start swinging? Everyone has their own way of living. I wanted to act like an adult too, like Naun, but I knew not now. The fat man frowned. "Who the hell are you?" I snapped, "A regular here. Kim Taeyong, 181 centimeters, 110 kilograms. His massive frame was pure muscle. Shockingly, he never trained a day in his life. He relied on his natural build, bullying everyone, doing whatever he wanted. His expulsion was completely different from mine. But that was inside school. Outside, his only natural enemy was Cheon Ki-ho. Kim Taeyong had always believed that, until now. For the first time, he was speechless. A tiny sardine dared challenge him. He thought I was like a fearless little mutt yapping at him. He sneered, "Fight me and you'll die." I answered, "Don't spit on the floor." "You pighead." Kim Taeyong growled. "A little dog who can't even understand human words? Fine, I'll beat you till you're picking your teeth off the ground." I recalled everything I'd learned these days. Step 1 of street fighting: use the environment, block his movement, and all the tricks Hanji taught me. But facing Joe Hanji's punches, my body stiffened like stone. He warned me, "Don't zone out. Look at footwork, knees, waist, shoulders." That was the jab, the left hand to pressure the opponent. After a jab, a hidden follow-up, start from the foot, drive power up to the fist, then fire the straight punch. My whole body tingled. That was boxing. Joe Hanji said, "You can't apply it well yet, but I'll correct your form. Keep practicing." He looked shocked at me lying on the ground. "Did I hit you? Wake up." Those days while getting beaten, I learned to throw a jab. Kim Taeyong didn't expect to be hit. Then I pushed power from my foot into my fist and shot a straight punch. Naun stared in disbelief at the scene. This wasn't the usual me at all. Even Chio Yi wondered why Joe Hanji was teaching me those things. What can he even beat with that? But beginner fights are all about physique, especially tanky guys. Taeyong took several hits and was still fine. I wondered, why don't my punches work on him at all? His moves didn't look trained, but even dodging scared the hell out of me. If he grabbed me, I was dead. So before I dropped, I had to sneak punches while dodging. Damn it, I clearly hit him so many times. So why didn't he look hurt at all? And now I was cornered with nowhere to run. And he grabbed me. The moment his fist landed, I felt how strong he was. Was I doomed to lose to him? He lifted my whole body off the ground. The choking pressure drained all the strength from me. Naun rushed in to pull Jean Taeyong away, but he slapped her aside effortlessly. Am I really doomed to stay a useless idiot? Back then, Joe Hanji asked Cha Yi and the others if they didn't think Do Jun was actually pretty good, said I had a bit of madness in me. But Cha Yi warned Joe Hanji not to give me false hope. Not everyone is born with talent for fighting like him. But Joe Hanji insisted I had a good head on my shoulders. Street fighting step 2: block the opponent's vision. I finally broke free and immediately threw a punch. Jean Taeyong scoffed, said even 100 punches like that wouldn't hurt him. Then street fighting step 3: find a handy weapon, then throw a straight punch. Jean Taeyong finally realized I was a complete lunatic. I kept muttering, repeating straight punches and jabs. Naun shouted anxiously, "Dojin, your hand is bleeding." But this tiny wound meant nothing. I've been stabbed in the stomach before. You think I'd fear something this small? That straight punch was heavier than ever. Naun grabbed me, stopping my reflex punches, saying that's enough. Jean Taeyong was already down. Even the boss couldn't believe I'd beaten that huge guy. I warned Jean Taeyong that if he ever showed up here again, he wouldn't leave alive. I'd wipe out every last one of them. This time it wasn't luck like before. I finally beat him with my own hands. Exhaustion crashed over me, my eyes barely open. Then 2 more guys walked in, confused by the mess. Pompadour thought it didn't look like something the fish jerky guy and that woman would do. Even complimented the boss for being strong. I staggered up and told them I was the one who beat that pighead, and stopped Naun before she could dissuade me. Mumbling the techniques Joe Hanji taught me, I wanted to try them, as long as I can clear out this trash. I don't care how many fights it takes. Both of you come at me. Pompadour snapped, asking what that lunatic was babbling about. Next second, he took a heavy punch to the face. Then Kim Ziok arrived like a damn savior. He saw the chaos inside the shop, told me I'd worked hard and he'd take over from here. Then told the 2 guys they could decide who wants to meet God first. Both lunged at Kim Ziok. Kim Ziok knocked Pompadour down with 1 punch, then kicked Yellow Hair across the floor. Only then did I realize just how insanely strong Kim Ziok was. Kim Ziok demanded to know who ordered them, asking if they also caused the gas leak. With his fist closing in, Pompadour panicked and confessed it was Cheon Ki-ho, saying he had nothing to do with the gas incident. Begging him to stop hitting, Kim Ziok said coldly, it was Haegwang after all. I asked what Haegwang was. Was it that group someone mentioned earlier? Kim Ziok explained that since I'd lived here a while, I should know how terrible the security was. Crimes nonstop, police giving up, gangs taking over. I asked if these guys were also gangsters. Kim Ziok denied it, saying the gangs were already wiped out by the runaway youth group in this area. People called them Haegwang. Haegwang ruled this place using the same methods they used to drive out the gangs. Their most notorious member was Cheon Ki-ho. Our family was targeted likely because we blocked them from taking over the nearby area. He didn't expect they'd track us here. He told them never to come near this pizza shop street. The shop owner hesitantly admitted they also had to pay Cheon Ki-ho protection money. Kim Ziok was shocked, asking why he never said so. The owner couldn't bring himself to say it. Those guys had no bottom line. The nearby Mr. Kim's shop was burned down, and the culprits were members of Haegwang. So he didn't want the runaway youth group getting involved with those lunatics. Kim Ziok gritted his teeth in anger. I understood, whether inside or outside school, bad people were everywhere. This world is full of scum. If I can't avoid them, then Kim Ziok reported the situation to Cha Dae-yi, said they need a plan to deal with them since Cheon Ki-ho was extremely dangerous. He warned Cha Dae-yi to be very careful, but Cha Dae-yi didn't respond, just cursed and hung up. The Haegwang guys were violently collecting protection money from a small shop. The Thugs Club was about to swing down. Cha Dae-yi grabbed the club and glared at the bastard. Then he landed a heavy punch. The punk shouted, "We're from Haegwang. You son of a bitch, you dare hit us?" A figure flew in. He sneered, "I'm Cha Dae-yi." A bunch of useless lackeys. He checked if the old granny was okay. Suddenly his neck was struck from behind. Cheon Ki-ho stared down at him with disdain. He mocked him as Joe Han-ji-ai's lapdog. Cha Dae-yi glared back. "Who the hell are you calling a lapdog?" Meanwhile at home, Hong Jie-young asked what they should do now. Run, obviously. Why should we piss off Haegwang over that pizza shop? Kim Ziok apologized, saying it was his fault. But the pizza there is really good. Hong Jie-young snapped. Are you insane? Ha Sung-bin agreed with Kim Ziok. Hong Jie-young yelled, "Do you idiots not grasp the situation? Just as few taking down Haegwang. I thought they were really discussing it seriously. What will be the future of the runaway squad?" Suddenly, all four phones buzzed at once. Cha Dae-yi sent a picture. It showed him barely conscious, and he marked the location. Hong Ji-young cursed, "Those dogs hit bastards." Cha Dae-yi was being slapped again and again. Cheon Ki-ho growled, "Why aren't your friends here yet?" 10 minutes. After that, you're dead. Cha Dae-yi answered, "Then go ahead. Without me, they'll save on food." Great deal. Cheon Ki-ho snapped, "This dumbass still dares act tough." For figures finally arrived, their steps heavy. Hong Ji-young had asked earlier, "Just us, wiping them out?" And now, yeah, we're wiping Haegwang out. Before coming, Kim Ziok asked if I really wanted to join, saying it wasn't too late to turn back. "But I want to help too." Kim Ziok asked, "You sure you won't drag us down?" And so I came. The Haegwang guys surrounded us. At least 15 of them. Cha Dae-yi was in a corner. He laughed. "Why'd you guys come? I could get out myself." Another club smashed onto him. Kim Ziok yelled, "Hit him again and see what happens." Cheon Ki-ho mocked, "So what if I hit him? I'm stepping on him right now. What can you do?" Everyone says the runaway squad is scary. I see cowards. And Joe Han-ji-ai didn't even show up. Know why this happened? Because that dumbass Joe Han-ji-ai keeps stirring shit everywhere. Hong Jie-young asked, "Kim Ziok, why are you letting this guy yap nonstop?" She pointed at him, "Hey, Beardy, stop pretending. Your beard looks disgusting." Cheon Ki-ho ordered, "Beat all of them down." Sweat ran down my back. Even if the squad is strong, no way they can take so many. Or can they? Runaway squad, Kim Ziok. One flying kick took out 3 men. Runaway squad, Ha Sung-bin. His rapid punches made after images as he dropped another guy. More rushed toward us. I tried to shield Hong Jie-young, but she shoved me aside. "Don't get in my way." In a flash, she got behind a thug, grabbed him, and slammed him into the ground. I was stunned. Every member was insanely strong. I wanted to join the fight too, but I didn't know how. So I used the things Han Ji-ai taught me to attack. The other 3 had already taken down half the crowd at this pace. But then Cheon Ki-ho suddenly attacked Kim Ziok. Kim Ziok had planned to save him for last. Fine, then we fight now. I was stuck defending. He was too fast. I couldn't dodge in time. I crashed into a metal drum, grabbed his stick, and swung at him. Barely did anything. He came at me again. Then a voice shouted, "Don't move, or I'll turn this kid's neck into a fountain." My stick hadn't helped. I had become their hostage. Something sharp pressed into my neck. Blood ran down. Cheon Kiho taunted Kim Ziok. What now? Fight like earlier. Kim Ziok lowered his fist. Cheon Kiho laughed. Ha! All of you freeze just because of one guy. Why bring deadweight like him anyway? He added, "You're pretty good. Stop caring about them. Join me. I'll treat you well. Think carefully. If you don't want to die with that dumbass when he croaks." Kim Ziok smirked, calling him deadweight. "You're seriously underestimating that kid." He seized the opening and punched Cheon Kiho. Earlier, he told me not to act childish. I told him if I dragged them down, they should abandon me. That was why he didn't hesitate to punch. As he struck, I grabbed the punk holding me. "If you want a hostage, you picked the wrong guy. I've written my will already." "That wasn't a joke, bastard." Kim Ziok thought, among all of us, maybe the craziest lunatic is actually Yoon Jun. At that moment, I finally took someone down. So let's keep going. On the other side, Kim Ziok and Cheon Kiho were getting pushed back. Kim Ziok thought, is defending really pointless? He held the bat tight. It was nearly impossible for me to land a hit on him. The guy looked big and clumsy, but was extremely cautious, with no openings. Kim Ziok realized he had to make a big move. But just then, two guys rushed in and pinned him down. Cheon Kiho lifted his bat with murderous intent. Just as he swung down, the back of his head was struck. My heart pounded as I stared at the unmoving Cheon Kiho. He growled darkly, "You trash really don't know your place." I thought, sure, he's strong, but no need to be scared. I already took down one. I wasn't afraid of guys like him anymore. In a ghastly voice he hissed, "You really want to fight me?" I stared at him in terror. Wait, Cheon Kiho, he's different. This guy wasn't like anyone I'd fought before. Fighting him might actually kill me. I thought I wouldn't repeat my past mistakes. Yet my body froze again, out of my control. Cheon Kiho sneered, "You dumb shit. Just because you've got some tough friends, you forget who you are? Your friends won't end well either." But then he finally noticed his entire side had already been wiped out. Still, he didn't care, since those knocked out were just small fry. He mocked, "Aren't you guys supposed to be the self-defense squad? 3-on-1. Isn't that bullying?" Kim Ziok said coldly, "Cheon Kiho, here's some bad news. You're not worthy of the word bully." The three charged him at once. Ha Sung-bin struck first, punching Cheon Kiho hard in the waist. He tanked it and counterattacked immediately. Kim Ziok held him tightly to create an opening for the others. But Cheon Kiho reacted instantly, kicking Ha Sung-bin away. Kim Ziok and Hong Ji-young attacked together, trying to bring him down. They nearly succeeded, before Cheon Kiho roared, switched hands with the bat, smashed Hong Ji-young off his leg, and flung Kim Ziok away with his free hand. Kim Ziok warned, "Don't worry. As long as we stay sharp, we can beat him." But he didn't understand. Even while losing, why was Cheon Kiho confident enough to order 3 guys around? Hong Ji-young tried to provoke him. "What's wrong? Your brain waterlogged. Following you is worse than going home." Cheon Kiho scoffed, "I gave you a chance to live. You don't cherish it." He slammed his bat against a metal rack. Fast footsteps echoed around them. More men appeared, surrounding the trio. Kim Ziok was stunned. "How many people does this gang have?" Cheon Kiho ordered, "Take them." With defeat certain, he told Kim Ziok something amusing. "I heard from my guys that your favorite pizza shop lied to us to hide your location. Looks like they forgot who I am, so I sent someone over. Yoon Sung-bo. He's the biggest arson freak in Haegwang-ri." Kim Ziok panicked and begged him not to. Cheon Kiho reassured him mockingly, "Relax. He'll burn the place till even the ashes disappear." Suddenly, pain shot up his leg. I had bitten into his calf. Cheon Kiho shouted, "What the hell? You bastard, let go." Even though I was terrified, I remembered how that scum was about to burn the shop. How Naon suffered so much just to keep it running. I yelled, "You bastard, don't touch the pizza shop." Cheon Kiho frowned. Why wasn't I letting go even after all that beating? "Then die," he snarled. "Stupid shit." He slammed the bat down on me. He called Yoon Sung-bo, but the voice on the other side wasn't his. "Looking for me? Yoon Sung-bo's mangled body lay on the ground. Jo Han-ji murmured, "Why are there so many people trying to act crazy lately? You guys want to be crazy too? For today's mess, begging won't save you." Cheon Ki-ho thought Jo Han-ji ran away, but he had crawled back on his own. Jo Han-ji said coldly, "If you wanted to notify me so dearly, you could have said so directly. I've been running all over to find you. My legs are sore. You hit my brothers that hard? They don't go down easily. I haven't seen Zeok beaten this badly in ages. I don't care about your dirty business. But since you touched my people, none of you walk away today." Someone rushed forward angrily. "This brat came alone and still acts tough?" Jo Han-ji casually snapped his arm. The scream made even Cheon Ki-ho tense up. Jo Han-ji taunted, "Hurry up. All of you come at once." Cheon Ki-ho yelled at his hesitant men, promising 100 million won to whoever captured Jo Han-ji. The crowd surged forward. Jo Han-ji dodged attacks and threw straight punches. He grabbed a guy's hood from behind, using his body as a battering ram to take out everyone in front. When another idiot tried to attack, Jo Han-ji smashed a wooden plank over him, and when yet another one charged in, he locked his throat and stabbed the broken plank straight into his skull. Only then did I realize the construction site fight was child's play to Jo Han-ji. This was his real strength. Cheon Ki-ho shouted for him to stop, threatening that the kid would be crippled otherwise. But Jo Han-ji didn't slow down at all. He told Cheon Ki-ho to come fight him directly. Kim Zeok laughed faintly. Han-ji never bows to threats. If he feared them, he wouldn't have survived this long. Enraged, Cheon Ki-ho swung his bat at Kim Zeok's arm. He snarled at Jo Han-ji, "Regretting it yet? Blame that crazy streak of yours." Jo Han-ji frowned, repeating the word regret. He wanted to see who would be the one regretting in the end. Cheon Ki-ho finally realized his brother's warning had been real. His brother had told him before, Jo Han-ji's strength was on par with Haegwang's boss. So when collecting protection fees, avoid them. Picking a fight brings no benefit. But Cheon Ki-ho didn't buy it. What kind of BS is that? On my turf, he dares block my income? No way. He believed that as long as he beat this guy, no one could stop him anymore. But soon he realized this guy didn't take him seriously at all. He cursed, "You bastard," but the bat smashed into his own man's head. Cheon Ki-ho was shocked. This kid was fighting him while knocking down all his underlings. Jo Han-ji said coldly, "I like saving the best for last." Dodging Ki-ho's swing, he punched him in the face. Then came a storm of blows. Jo Han-ji sneered, "No wonder my guy said you're tough, you pighead. But you're not beating me." He kicked hard. The kick snapped Ki-ho's bat in half. Jo Han-ji ordered coldly, "Get up. I haven't even started." Cheon Ki-ho cursed, "FCK," and rushed forward. He fired punch after punch at Jo Han-ji's head. He couldn't understand. Why the hell should I avoid this brat? Who does he think he is? He gathered strength for another punch, but Jo Han-ji caught it instantly. The pain shot up his arm. "You bastard. You broke my arm." Jo Han-ji said coldly. Yoon Sung-bo said the gas leak was your doing. And the Cha Dae-yi incident too. What's in your heads? How do you even come up with such disgusting crap? Trash like you should just disappear. Ki-ho threatened. "Touch me, and Haegwang won't spare you. I'll tell the boss to send you all to hell." Jo Han-ji grabbed him calmly. "Say hi to boss for me." He dragged Cheon Ki-ho toward the burning barrel. Ki-ho finally panicked and begged for mercy. He remembered bragging. "Jo Han-ji, just bring a few guys and beat him till he can't get up." His brother had asked, "Do you know why no one in Haegwang has ever tried that? Because if they fail, their end will be miserable." Ki-ho completely broke, begging desperately. But Jo Han-ji wouldn't spare him. His friends almost died from the gas. Jo Han-ji shoved Ki-ho's head into the fire barrel. "That's all the courage you've got? Then don't mess with us." Ki-ho collapsed on the ground, screaming. The burned pain on his face made him howl uncontrollably. Jo Han-ji kicked him again. "Stop screaming." That was the first time I realized how terrifying Jo Han-ji could be. He tapped Cha Dae-yi's cheek to wake him up, then smiled at me. "Hard making a living out here? Huh? Let's go home." We survived the fight with Haegwang only because of Han-ji's overwhelming strength. Back then, we didn't know this was only the beginning. We were all injured, and the hospital bills were crushing our families. Thankfully, the pizza shop owner helped us out, maybe grateful we'd gotten rid of Cheon, Kiho's crew. After that day, Haegwang's guys rarely came to this area, and the man who once controlled this entire zone, Cheon Kiho, vanished. Word must have spread that Han Ji beat him. I thought things were finally over, but Han Ji said Haegwang would return. They still had many small bosses like Kiho. With a bit of money, they could quickly gather runaway teens as fighters. When that happens, we'll be the first they come after, since we beat Kiho. We had to choose, run away or prepare for war. Cha Dei understood. Han Ji knew best, and we had nowhere else to go. The only place for us was here. That night, I asked Han Ji, is there any way I can get stronger fast? Han Ji sighed. Your progress already exceeds my expectations. I knew I'd gotten a bit stronger than before, but in that fight, it became clear I was still far behind. Compared to the others, I was nothing. I didn't want to hold everyone back anymore. Before Haegwang comes again, even if I can't reach Han Ji Hyung's level, I at least want to reach the others. Han Ji knew that at my pace, I was already pushing the limit of what my body could handle. But if I really wanted to grow fast, there was a way, just tiring. I'll have to give you extra lessons, he said. That made me nervous. Without Haegwang around, the difficult customers were gone too, and work actually became easier. I didn't know how long this peace would last, but I hoped it would last as long as possible. In the evening, Naon came back from school. She seemed to be stuffing something into a trash bag. I greeted her, but she didn't respond. Inside the bag lay a pink teddy bear. I asked, confused, Naon, what's wrong? She smiled and said it was nothing. Then suddenly she asked if I wanted to hang out with her after school tomorrow. I said yes without thinking. And once I realized what I'd done, my face turned red. The next day, when she didn't come back on time, I went to her school. The outfit I was wearing made me want to crawl into a hole. It's all Cha Dei's fault. He said you can't meet a girl dressed like I usually do. The rest was fine, but the hairstyle? After staring at it long enough, I guess it didn't look that bad. I heard people laughing behind me. I was sure they were thinking, look at that idiot, what a clown. But in reality, no one cared. I hadn't been to school in a long time, and it felt strange. Not long ago, I wore the same uniform as them. Yet somehow it felt like we were from two different worlds now. Then I suddenly spotted Naon. A guy was telling her, I'll treat you well. His friend chimed in, saying Donga was a great guy. Watching that, I thought, of course a handsome guy likes her. Someone like me won't turn into a handsome dude no matter how I dress. But something fell off. Her expression was wrong. She threw the teddy bear to the ground. A tiny camera popped out of its head. Donga sneered, bitch, sharp eyes, huh? Since it's already like this, come with me, bitch. I grabbed Donga's hand. His two buddies laughed. Look at this clown. What is he wearing? I shouted at Donga. Never been punched by a loser before? Donga burst out laughing. What's this clown saying? Think you're some hero? Makes me sick. Mind your own business, he said, shoving my hand away and pulling Naon. He tried to drag her off, until my fist slammed into his face. I growled, touch her again. I dare you. Donga snapped. You idiot, you looking for a beating? I was shocked. Did this guy know boxing too? He dodged my punch with ease. You learn a little somewhere, huh? That's when I realized he was strong. Boxing isn't done like that, he scoffed. I'm an actual boxer. I smirked. You think this is a match? Keep talking. I'll split your head open. Donga got pissed. In front of girl, he really wanted to show off. He activated his explosive footwork and rushed at me. But his friend stopped him. Too many people watching. If a teacher comes, we're screwed. Donga clicked his tongue and left. Before leaving, he said, You're due June, right? I'll remember you. I took Naon to a cafe and asked if that guy had been bothering her for a while. She lowered her head and didn't answer. I told her softly, it's okay. I know how hard this is to say. I was bullied at school too. I always felt like telling someone would only cause trouble. When you have no one to talk to, you start thinking dangerous thoughts. Thinking back, if I had talked to someone back then, things probably would have been much better. Enduring everything never solves anything. Naon, whether at the shop or at school, you're always holding everything in. If you keep swallowing it all, one day it's going to explode. I used to be just like you. I don't want you to end up like me. I'll help you, no matter what. Tears streamed down Naon's face as she sobbed. I'm really so tired. She said, Donga, he's a bad person. When school first started, we were placed in the same class. At first, I thought he was a kind boy, but at some point, he started doing strange things to me, little by little, every single day. Donga used sneaky, disgusting tricks, things that were impossible to confront or talk about. By the time I realized something was seriously wrong, it was already too late. I had become his toy. Donga pushed further and further, and at school, he kept bullying me without stop. I did think about asking for help, but Dad was already exhausted because of Haegwang. I couldn't bring myself to make him worry more. Hearing that made me furious. I had no idea Naon, someone so cheerful, had been going through something that terrible. That bastard has to pay. At that moment, Donga was forcing a girl to sing. The girl's older brother stormed in and went straight for the bastard. Donga punched him first. "You idiot. Are you crazy?" He barked arrogantly. The girl clung to Donga's leg, begging him to stop. He threatened her, saying she had to sing. Trembling, the girl started singing the filthy song Donga demanded. Donga went to the bathroom with a friend, telling another guy to watch that bitch. They were talking, saying she still wasn't pretty enough, and that Naon looked way better. Donga asked around about that guy called No June and planned to use the same method to force Naon to obey him. His friend finally realized what was going on. He had ordered someone to tell No June just to threaten Naon. Donga planned to go to that kid's place tomorrow, beat him senseless first, then deal with John Naon afterward. Suddenly, a voice came from behind. No need for that. Both of them turned toward it. An instant later, a fire extinguisher smashed into his friend's head, and the guy dropped unconscious on the spot. I sneered. "Nobody said you guys had to come find me. I can come crack your skull just fine." Donga was shocked. "How the hell did you find this place?" I smirked. "That guy you sent to follow me?" "Yeah, he had a really bad day." Hanji Ai-hyung gave that guy a proper beating. Donga lunged forward in anger. "Perfect timing. Today I'm beating you till you don't know which way is up." I snapped because of this bastard. Naon has been suffering all this time. If someone needs to explode, let it be me. Powder filled Donga's vision. I've got nothing left to lose anyway, since my life is already a mess. Then I'll be the one to cut the problem at the root. Earlier, I checked the stalker's phone and confirmed he was sent by Donga. I explained everything to Hanji Ai-hyung. Joe Hanji Ai muttered, "Perfect. Your extra lessons start now. The fastest way to get stronger is real combat. A guy you can barely beat, even if you go all out, and then you figure out a way to knock him out cold." I blurred Donga's vision with a fire extinguisher, but he still blocked my attack with his right hand. If I fight Donga head on, I'm definitely losing. If I want to win, I have to catch him off guard. And in one go, Donga's attention was drawn to the fire extinguisher. I rushed him with a punch, but he dodged it again. My jaw took a heavy hit. This wasn't even the same league. I was stunned. So this is the strength of someone with a fighter background. I had to focus, get into a defensive stance. But before I even finished raising my guard, his fist was already on my face. He scoffed. "You're really insane. Anyway, thanks for coming to me yourself. I don't even need to waste time catching you. With you in my hands, I can do whatever I want to know, and ha ha ha. That soft-hearted bitch, just beating you a couple times should make her obedient. Just thinking about it excites me. I really want to see Naon soon." I roared, "You freak. Don't you dare touch a single finger of Naon." Donga sneered, same useless tricks again. I kept throwing jabs, and just as I tried to throw a straight, his attack came in. I just couldn't beat him. Damn it, why is it impossible? I want to wipe out this trash just like everyone else. If I can't win with my strength, then I should give up. Fighting this guy, boxing is useless. I quickly pulled open the bathroom stall door to block his strike. His right hand slammed into it, and he coughed from the impact. Since boxing won't win, I'll just follow my own plan. I pushed with everything I had, trying to get in close. Just once, just give me one opening. But I got knocked back over and over, never closing the distance. Dong Ho boasted, "Now you see, you're not even qualified to be my punching bag. If I went all out, you'd already be dead." I sneered, "Stop bragging. You can't even do that right now. Your right hand can't move anymore, can it?" Dong Ho didn't expect me to notice. He attacked furiously. "So what if I'm hurt? You're trash. You haven't even touched me." Then he suddenly realized I was trying to fight while searching for an opening. I had been staring at his right hand the whole time. He wouldn't give me that chance. He threw a right punch. A sharp pain shot through him. making him freeze for a split second. I push myself, just endure until the opening shows. Then I could use that move Han Ji-ai taught me. Han Ji-ai said, against a boxer, if he leaves an opening, you grab it. Then you clinch. Once you clinch him, he can't attack anymore. Then grab the back of his head and immediately knee him. Anywhere works, just knee him hard enough so he can't move again. Donga's bones made a sharp cracking sound. His pupils shook in pain. Was he really about to lose? No way. How could he lose to this guy? Donga grabbed my hand with all his strength. Even if he wasn't a boxer anymore, he refused to lose to someone like me. Back then I asked Han Ji-ai Hyung, what if a knee strike didn't finish him and he broke free? Han Ji-ai said there'd still be one last chance. If he's the kind of boxer who panics when kneed in a clinch, he'll instinctively retreat. And that moment becomes the perfect distance. I told him yesterday that I'd split his skull open. Ever since Donga learned boxing, he acted like he ruled the world, and no one dared stop him. But now, was he really losing? Losing to someone he thought was trash? I grabbed his tie and hammered his face over and over, until he finally begged. I'll never go near Naon again. Just spare me this once, please. Like hell I believe him. I'd already been tricked by scum like him once. I growled, listen well. If I ever hear you touch Naon again, you won't live. Got it? Just as I was about to continue beating him, his friend rushed out and slammed me to the floor. He'd come looking for them, not expecting both to be beaten by one guy. Donga grabbed the fire extinguisher, yelling for his friend to hold me. I'm gonna kill him. He snarled, let me smash your head with this thing. But the moment the extinguisher came down, he was kicked away like a rag doll. Han Ji-ai Hyung had arrived. Donga's friend charged at him in panic, but was dropped by Han Ji-ai's elbow in one clean strike. Han Ji-ai said he'd been watching from the shadows. After all, it was still class time. He praised me. Not bad. If no one interrupted, you would have won. You picked up what I taught real fast. But there's one thing I hate. You're too soft. Threats like yours don't scare guys like them. Because you never finish things properly, they keep coming back. With people like this, you can't hesitate. They stab from behind a moment, you show mercy. Watch carefully. This is how you leave no loose ends. And in one go, the girl from the KTV room ran out with her brother, noticing the man who threatened her hadn't returned. Maybe they were gone. Sure enough, the room was empty. She was about to escape when she heard screams from the restroom. 3 men, beaten beyond recognition, were kneeling on the floor, naked. Han Ji-ai ordered them to pose more openly, then took the pictures. He warned the 3 that if they ever laid a hand on this boy or that man again, the photos would go online. I noticed the girl peeking from outside the door. I whispered to her, asking her to pretend she saw nothing. The girl nodded softly. I noticed she was wearing the same school uniform as Donga. As she was leaving, her steps suddenly paused. She sincerely thanked the boy whose name she didn't even know. I thought of something and glared at the 3 men, warning them that if they bullied anyone again, not just Naon, I would make sure they regretted it. According to Naon, after that day, Donga never bothered her again. And in school, Donga looked like he'd completely lost his spirit. Naon said shyly, Dujun, you even got hurt because of me. Han Ji-ai looked at the 2 of us being so polite and let out a helpless smile. Naon thanked Han Ji-ai and me, saying we didn't need to worry about her school life anymore. I couldn't help asking her if Donga was the only one. When I looked through that guy's phone, I found tons of photos of girls. I deleted all of them. But they also had a group chat where many guys talked about girls like toys. I asked Naon if there were a lot of trash like them at her school. She answered seriously, yes. At Yongwon High, there are plenty of guys like Donga. She said maybe it was the influence of the whole neighborhood. Even without Donga, someone else would still do things worse than animals. Meanwhile, in a dark corner that night, 2 men were talking about how Donga got wrecked. Compared to Weedwa, Donga was nothing, but even so, they needed to know who beat him. They grabbed the girl who had been with Donga that day and interrogated her. But she had made up her mind. Even if beaten, she would never tell them who did it. One man grabbed her hair and raised his hand. Fine, I'll beat you until you talk. Let's see how long you last. Suddenly, Han Ji-ai appeared and grabbed his wrist. Oh, a thug, huh? The thug frowned and asked, who the hell are you? Han Ji-ai replied calmly, just a runaway kid passing by. I'm starving. Have you seen the tuna cans kind people leave out for stray cats? The thug snapped. Are you messing with me? Han Ji pretended to panic. I'm scared. I can scream for help, you know. You're the one who poked me first. Help! Somebody help. A shadow rushed in at high speed. Back then, Han Ji asked Naon, there should be plenty of trash like this around Yunlanhai, right? Then we'll make good use of them. For my hands-on lesson, I stepped in and punched the thug. He went down instantly. I braced myself for a fight. Han Ji told me, these guys are all living teaching materials, ha. All the Yunlanhai punks in this area are yours now, kid. Yellow hair snapped. Are you people out of your damn minds? Then he charged at me with his fist raised. I slipped past his punch. A quick jab landed right on his head. Yellow hair was shocked. This kid looks like a coward, but he's got some skill. Another thug got up and rushed to Han Ji, who was watching. Han Ji chuckled. You little brat who doesn't respect your elders, and you dare swing at me? If you want to fight, go deal with him. Think you can win? Black hair was stunned. Why is this kid so damn strong? Han Ji ordered the black-haired thug coldly. Stay put. Don't move. Then he went back to watching. He didn't expect Yun Do Jun to be doing this well. While dodging attacks with footwork, I could still counter, already a high-tier newbie. Compared to before, I had improved in every aspect. My progress was crazy fast. There was real strength there. But only to that extent. After fighting Yellow Hair, I knew I could beat him. I didn't know how much I'd improved, but I knew he was weaker than the ones I'd fought before. I couldn't knock him out in one go, but as long as I stayed sharp, I could win. Suddenly, Han Ji asked if it was too easy. Then he kicked the black-haired thug toward me. Here, have another one. I couldn't figure out what he was thinking. Could I really take on two at once? Yellow Hair didn't get it, but decided to take me down first. The two of them coordinated well. I fell behind again. With two punching at once, I had no chance to breathe. The rhythm of the fight fell apart. Every time I tried to punch, they struck first. 2-on-1, I couldn't handle it. The girl nervously asked Han Ji if he should help. Han Ji knew the time wasn't right yet. The old me couldn't even lift a hand in a multi-opponent fight. But I refused to just take hits anymore. I locked onto Yellow Hair and kept attacking. Black Hair cursed, this idiot's ignoring me? His punches kept landing. But then he noticed something was wrong. The kid wasn't reacting at all. Han Ji knew this was the worst situation. In a multi-opponent fight, if you tunnel on one person, you're begging the others to beat you down. But for Yun Do Jun right now, this was already everything he could give. I went all out against Yellow Hair. If I couldn't win no matter what, then I'd at least send one guy down first. Black Hair kept throwing punches, trying to pull this lunatic off. Only when he landed a full power knee strike did the madman finally stop. But Yellow Hair was already out cold. Black Hair snapped. That bastard really meant to beat him to death. He wanted the punk to taste the same pain. But when he turned, he saw the guy walking toward him with a broken bottle in hand. Cold sweat dripped down Black Hair's face. Fear crawled into his mind as he backed away. Then he tripped over a rock. Panicking, he screamed, "Don't come any closer," or... But then I fell to the ground as well. Black Hair froze. What the hell was this lunatic doing now? Seeing the fight shift in his favor, he immediately punched at me. You bastard. I almost pissed myself because of you. Han Ji grabbed his fist. That's enough. Good work. Go home and sleep, he said, as Black Hair tried to say more. Han Ji asked coldly, still got something to say? Black Hair, shut up, carried Yellow Hair, and fled. The girl thanked Han Ji. He told her not to overthink it. This kid didn't fight for your sake. Then he carried me away. I still have a lot to teach you. That night, I asked him why he made me fight two at once. He asked back, didn't you say you wanted to beat those thugs who bullied you? Have you ever seen thugs line up politely, attacking one at a time? And you're fighting to get stronger. Don't think beating a few small fry makes you impressive. With your current skill, revenge is impossible. Staying not dead is already lucky. Somewhere nearby, 4 thugs were bullying an honest student. They took all the money off him and demanded he bring more next time. A silhouette quietly watched the scene. Han Ji pointed in that direction. He said there's a way for a rookie like me to beat street thugs. You have to fight the street way. Just follow what he told me. No matter how many opponents there are, it doesn't matter. Han Ji once demonstrated. This punch was the hook. If that punch hit me directly, I'd probably be dead. He said if I landed it on someone's chin, I dropped them instantly. I wondered if he meant I could take down multiple people with that. But he said even if I learned the hook, it doesn't guarantee I'd drop someone. I'd still have to aim for the chin, and it's not like opponents just stand there waiting. I asked if that meant there's no real way to beat many people. Johan Gi said, can't say there's none. For a rookie like you, if you want to hit the chin, step 1 in a 1 versus many fight is strike first. Someone who takes a surprise hook to the chin won't stay conscious, but don't stop there. In that split second while they're stunned, take down as many as you can. Just when I thought 2 of them were already down, this guy didn't fall. My punch hadn't landed on his jaw. The 3 of them surrounded me, cursing, asking if I'd watched too many movies, trying to take on 4 people. They asked the bullied student if I was his friend. After he said no, they asked which school I was from. Hyunji told me before, if fewer than 3 drop, the rest will enter full combat rhythm within seconds. At that point, there's no way I can beat the remaining ones. So the only option is to run. All 3 of them swarmed after me. Hyunji actually wanted me to run. Then when will I ever get to fight them for real? Zhao Hyunji warned that idiots like me should never think about knocking everyone out at once in a group fight. If they all run at different speeds, they can't surround you at the same time. And even if they catch up, I just need to drop one of them first. Step 2 of fighting multiple opponents is hit and run. The advantage is, even if you can't strike first, you can attack when they're unprepared. The other 2 had already lost sight of me. They decided to split up and search. Yellow hair couldn't figure out what I was trying to do. My movements were clean, almost like I'd planned all this just to pick a fight. Did I beat him up before or something? Suddenly, a punch came from the side. Now only 1 remained. But it wasn't that easy. This guy actually blocked my sneak attack. Just from his footwork, I could tell he was trained. His kicks were vicious and heavy. I couldn't even see his legs move. I threw punches at Yellow Hair, but I couldn't even touch him, let alone his jaw. I had no chance of winning at my current level. Yellow Hair yelled, "You crazy bastard. Stop baring your teeth and answer me. You punk, why the hell are you picking a fight?" He called someone, telling them to get here fast. I felt bitter. Am I still this weak? Hyunji knew they were seasoned fighters. Even one-on-one would be tough. Still, I had chances. Nothing special, just what I've been doing. If their physique and skills completely overpower me, then the final step in fighting multiple opponents is I must have a tool in my hand. Another guy soon arrived, only to witness a horrifying scene. Some unknown madman smashing Yellow Hair with a stone. He rushed in, shouting for me to stop. I stared at him coldly. The man backed away in fear. What kind of lunatic was I? I set the unconscious Yellow Hair down. The man hesitated, afraid to come closer. He shouted in panic, "We don't even know you. What do you want? Damn it, why go this far?" I once asked Lee Daoyun the same thing. Did I do something wrong? Why am I the only one you target? Now my answer was the same as Lee Daoyun's. There was simply no reason. The stone in my hand slammed down hard on the man. The sharp pain in his arm instantly made him falter. I warned him. Next time, it would be his head. The man panicked. Great, I'm marked. He had thought I was just some Chinibu idiot, but he never expected me to be this dangerous. He turned and ran without hesitation, still shouting threats. "Just wait till my school beats your teeth in." I sprinted after him with everything I had. But after running for my life and then fighting, my stamina was gone, so catching him was impossible. The man sighed in relief, though he worried how others would react if they learned they lost even with 4-on-1. Suddenly, he tripped over something. He fell to the ground, cursing, "Watch where you're walking." Joe Hanji muttered a quick sorry, then asked, "Done fighting yet? Tell me where the guy who fought you went." The man was furious. Why was today so damn unlucky? Why did everyone seem to be picking a fight with him? Joe Hanji punched the man. He planned to retrace the man's path to find me. Soon, Joe Hanji found Yun-Do-jun. He snapped at me. "Didn't I teach you how to deal with multiple people? How did you still miss one?" I explained that among the 4, one guy was really strong, and after fighting him so long, I had no strength left. Joe Hanji said I'd done well today. Seems I'd finally escaped the rookie tier. I smiled in relief. But he continued, "Your level barely reaches 1/16 of Cha Dae-yi and Kim Zae." 2 days later at Yunglon High. Two students heard the same group had been bullying their schoolmates. The muscular second-year Huang Se-Hyun scoffed, saying he already told those weaklings to stop acting tough. The number 2 second-year Kim Dong-jin told him to handle it. If rumors spread that Younglan was easy to bully, trouble would follow. They heard the targets were a kid in a hoodie and another with wolf-cut hair behind him. And every time their guys beat someone up, those two would show up. A student washing his face told his friend to wash gently. His friend looked up and saw 2 infamous faces. He tried to apologize, but was kicked across the bathroom. Huang Se-Hyun kept cursing while beating the kid. Another warned him to stop. They were third-year PE majors. Huang Se-Hyun sneered. So what if they were third years? But his punch was caught by a huge hand. The third-year PE captain, Han Ki-soo, told him to quit making trouble. You think third years stayed quiet because we're scary second years? We were studying for entrance exams. Before he finished, Huang Se-Hyun kicked at his face. Han Ki-soo caught the kick and said coldly he just didn't want people saying he meddled too much. But kids like you need discipline. For a moment, Huang Se-Hyun was overwhelmed by the larger man. Han Ki-soo thought, arrogant punks like him, no matter how strong, couldn't beat someone who trains daily. But suddenly, Huang Se-Hyun spat a toothpick toward his eyes. Han Ki-soo instinctively closed his eyes. Huang Se-Hyun seized that opening and drove his knee into him. Han Ki-soo lost consciousness for a moment. Huang Se-Hyun picked up a water pipe and smirked. If you're already enduring it, why not endure to the end? You couldn't hold it. Now you're getting beaten by your junior. You dare provoke me? Looking for a beating, old man? Han Ki-soo collapsed completely. Huang Se-Hyun stopped the 2 guys from before, saying he'd let them taste what a senior feels like, ordering them to follow him. Meanwhile, I kept finding myself wanting to laugh. Just hanging out with Naeun made it impossible to hide my expression. I was happily talking with her about where to go when a loud sound came from not far away. Judging by the uniforms, they were from Younglan School. I hesitated, should I fight? Jo Han-ji wasn't here this time, but I really didn't want to lose this chance to spend time with Naeun. Was I really supposed to pretend I didn't see anything? Scenes of my own past humiliation flooded my mind. I told Naeun I'd just head to the restroom, that it wouldn't take long because I'm strong now. If there were only 2 of them, landing the first strike would settle it, and the remaining one would also go down with 1 blow. But this time, the look on the guy's face was full of fear. Even though I knocked him down, I couldn't understand that expression. I even wondered, were these 2 actually bad guys? The bullied kid thanked me, saying I fought really well. I brushed it off and turned to leave, but he suddenly asked in a low voice, "Want to fight me too?" Before I could even process what he meant, a choking force hit me. Huang Se-Hyun sneered, "So you're the one wandering near our school looking for targets? You bastard, come fight me." My instincts told me immediately this guy was absolutely not on the bullied side. I forced myself free, only to be hit hard the very next second. Huang Se-Hyun scoffed, "This week? You done already?" I yelled back, asking if he came to take revenge for those Younglan School trash. But Huang Se-Hyun didn't care about those idiots at all. He just felt I wasn't taking Younglan School seriously enough. He charged at me with increasing speed, and I could tell this guy in the red t-shirt looked scary, but physically he wasn't that different from me. I figured that compared to the guys I'd fought before, he shouldn't be that strong. But the next second, a massive fist was already in my face, and I was shocked. How was his arm that long? I couldn't land a single hit on him. My fist hadn't even touched him. Before I was already knocked down, scrambling to think what to do. Huang Se-Hyun leaned in on purpose, mocking, at least try to land 1 punch on me. I threw a punch, and he dodged it again. This guy was way stronger than I expected. I totally misjudged him. I shouldn't have come into this alley. I can't go down like this. I need to use everything I've learned so far. For a moment, sand blinded Huang Se-Hyun's eyes. So from here on, I'm getting serious. I locked him in a clinch and drove a knee strike at him. But the result stunned me. It got caught. Tears in his eyes, Huang Se-Hyun cursed, "You bastard with a face that pretty, and you still fight dirty? But you're still too green for that." A brutal strike landed right on my groin. Huang Se-Hyun looked at me, trembling on the ground, and burst into laughter. He scoffed, "With that pathetic level you dare challenge Younglan High? You're really hurting my damn pride." I forced myself to think, but the gap between us was too big. There was no way to win. Meanwhile, Naon wondered why I hadn't come back yet. Did I get stomach trouble or something? She called, but I didn't pick up. She walked in the direction I had left earlier. Soon, she found Yun Dujun kneeling on the ground, covered in injuries. Naon asked if it hurt a lot. She asked whether I'd been fighting Yunlan kids besides Donga. Was this the real combat training Jo Hanji I mentioned? As someone I helped, she knew she shouldn't say this, but she still asked, Dujun, why do you push yourself so hard? Whether it was Haegwang thugs smashing the shop or fighting Donga, every time I fought it was like hanging off a cliff. Whether I got hurt didn't matter to me at all. Dujun, if you keep this up, something bad will happen sooner or later. How about just letting it go? Fighting, running away from home. I said quietly, back in school, because of those bastards, I lost everything. Literally everything in my life. But the ones who ruined my life still walked around laughing like nothing ever happened. Just thinking about that time made me unable to breathe. My mind would go blank. I couldn't live properly with that humiliation inside me. I fight because it's the only way I can stay alive. I continued, but Naon cut me off, saying seriously, I see. Then I won't try to stop you anymore. It's your life. You should be the one to decide. And honestly, deep inside, I also want those guys to get what they deserve. Dujun, beat them up for me. I believe you'll grow incredibly strong. Don't lose heart just because you lost once. Boys hate losing even a single fight. Hearing that, I smiled. Then she suddenly asked what I'd do after taking revenge. I honestly hadn't thought about it. Naon said, then by my family's pizza shop. I asked whether it was because the shop had no customers. She laughed. You even noticed that? I thanked her sincerely. Later, the runaway group sat together in a circle. Jo Hanji I sighed, you got beaten pretty badly. Didn't I tell you? You can only fight when I'm around. You only fight the ones I choose for you. I said, but this time, I might really be screwed. That Yunlan guy took a picture of me today. He said, don't even think about showing your face around here again. Seems like the whole Yunlan bunch has their eyes on me now. From now on, they'll only target me. Cha Dei said, what's there to think about? If they mess with our family, we show them how strong we are. Cha Dei even said he missed fighting students. It had been a while. But Jo Hanji I stopped him. You can't step in. Since you're a member of the great Hanji I family, you must take over school. And since Yun Dujun is already in this deep, we might as well play big. You're going to rule Yunlan High. A small fry like you becoming the school's king. Doesn't that sound fun? This is your homework. I felt hopeless. I'd just been beaten half to death. How was I supposed to conquer a whole school? Jo Hanji I asked in a low voice if I wasn't desperate for revenge anymore. If I could take over a whole school, it meant I could go after the people who ruined my life anytime I wanted. I knew Hanji I was right, but he cut me off and said sternly, Yun Dujun, how long are you planning to stay scared? You can't keep acting like someone everyone can push around. He was right. Fine, whatever. I'll do it. But I still didn't understand how I was supposed to take over a whole school. The next day, Yellow Hair, who got beaten up by me last time, laughed when he saw the group chat showing the hoodie kid getting smashed by Huang Seihan. Long-hair man scoffed. Everyone knows who that kid is now. He still has the nerve to pick fights? He thought if that wolf-head kid hadn't been there, he would have finished me himself. He added that if he ever caught me again, a cold voice asked, if you catch him, then what? I swung a punch at long-haired man. Yellow Hair cursed and tried to attack, but I punched him first. He backed down and asked what I wanted this time. I told him straight, I planned to take over Naxon High. Yellow Hair got annoyed. This lunatic is bragging again. I ordered him to tell me who the boss of Naxon High was. Hanji I said if I wanted to rule the school, I should stick to the usual method, keep fighting. I asked, there are over 80 people in that chat. Do I have to beat all of them? Hanji I said only the strongest ones mattered. Beat the top guys and everyone else falls in line. I asked Yellow Hair if he remembered getting beaten by me. Want to try again? If not, answer me and get lost. He finally said the boss showing up at Naxon High was Huidwa. He barely came to school, but even the strongest fighters wouldn't dare act up in front of him. I asked who else was strong. Yellow Hair named Huang Seihan and Kim Dongjin, both longtime street fighters. There were a few more, but none compared to those three. Got everything out of him easily, I muttered. Yellow Hair said, of course. Even if I tell you, you can't beat them anyway. I grabbed him by the collar. I made him give me their numbers and told him soon he'd see a new boss. Even though I talked big in front of him, I doubted myself. Could I really do it? Han Ji laughed. Did Huang say hi and beat you so badly you turned depressed? That guy's arms and legs were long. I couldn't even get close, let alone fight. Thinking about fighting him again made everything go dark. I panicked. Did I really stand a chance? Han Ji cursed me. Idiot. I told you to stop being scared. Why are you scared again? None of you are pro fighters. Your fighting styles are simple. If you find a way to counter him, you have a real chance of winning. I desperately asked for the method. Han Ji said, Jiayang will tell you. Hong Jiayang frowned. What nonsense. Come fold these clothes. Didn't I tell you not to turn socks inside out? A few days later, a group gathered somewhere. Huang Seihan glared at his phone, annoyed. A stranger had challenged him and even called him the guy in grandma's thermal underwear. Huang Seihan revved his motorcycle and headed to the location. He sneered, remembering yellow hair, saying the hoodie kid wanted to target him, and even brag he'd dominate Naxon High. Getting angrier, he yelled when he arrived, Kid, get out here. I'm not letting you off easy this time. But everything around us was completely silent. Huang Seihan angrily dialed the number. The ringtone came from the bushes not far away. He snapped, You brat, you call me out here just to chicken out? But when he reached the sound, he saw only a ringing phone. Suddenly, someone burst out from behind the bushes. I threw a punch straight into Huang Seihan, but he mocked me. Only capable of cheap tricks? He smirked. Without your little advantage, what can you even do now? Zhou Hanji taught me. When facing someone with long limbs, never let them extend from the very start. To do that, you must throw a punch with real threat, even if it doesn't land. As long as it forces pressure, it works. Aim for the undefended lower body, then bring the opponent down. I managed to take Huang Seihan down. I asked Zhou Hanji, and then? He looked confused. What do you mean? It's over. Once you're on top of him, his long arms and legs don't matter. What remains is one-sided beating. My fists poured down like rain. It felt completely different from the first fight. I will never lose a second time. Meanwhile, at Yonglan High, Yellow Hair told Dongjin. Seihan left in such a rush. Maybe he went looking for that hoodie guy. What if that guy brought a whole group to jump him? Should we check? Kim Dongjin ordered. Find Huang Seihan and report back immediately. A group roared off on motorcycles. But Kim Dongjin wasn't doing this out of worry. He wanted to deal with that clueless brat. To him, Seihan was never the one in danger. The opponent was. The hit to the groin. Dropped my posture. Huang Seihan grinned wickedly. He yanked at the corner of my mouth. I was thrown off instantly. Brat, hold on a little longer and your mouth would have torn open. You really prepared a lot. Huh? No second round? If that's all you've got, you're not walking out alive today. Honestly, that was all I prepared. A surprise attack wouldn't work anymore. He charged at me. I had to dodge first and look for an opening. The next moment, his kick smashed into my face. I was shocked. How is he this fast? None of my attacks reached him, and I couldn't dodge everything. Keeping any distance only made things worse. At this rate, he would wear me down completely. He taunted. Didn't you say you wanted to rule the school? What's this now? With no other moves left, I used the leg hold takedown Jae Young taught me. He scoffed again. You'll die using that. His arms began to tense. I realized he had absolute advantage in strength, speed, and build. That's exactly why I had to beat him. I drove my knee into his groin. A faint but sharp pain sent his mind blank. I seized the instant and shoved my fingers into his mouth, then ripped the corner with all my strength. He regained awareness and realized I was copying what he did earlier. Zhou Hanji watched as Yun Du Jun kept beating him. He recognized the move. Huang Seihan had used it just moments ago. A guy who used to copy poorly now learned perfectly after one look. Zhou Hanji was sure. The kid had talent. The pain everywhere made Huang Seihan feel like he was being torn apart. He had to buy time. Stop. Listen, I think this is unfair. He begged. What did I do? Why beat me like this? Our students mind their own business. You provoke first? I just stood up for them. Before he could finish, I made him reflect on everything he's done. But think while getting hit. He suddenly grabbed my pant leg. I know. I'll reflect. But grabbing my pants wasn't enough to make me stop. He sneered, "You're the one who should reflect, bastard." A motorcycle charged straight toward me. Am I going to die here? I haven't even gotten real revenge yet. Joe Hanji yanked me aside, just in time. My heart pounded. I had almost died. I recognized the rider, Kim Dong-jin from Yonglun High. He scoffed. "Don't tell me you got beaten up one-sidedly by this kid." I told Joe Hanji who he was, one of the three I needed to defeat. Joe Hanji suddenly grinned. He told Kim Dong-jin, "They're in a one-on-one fight. Don't interfere. If you want to turn, get in line." Kim Dong-jin grew annoyed and moved in to attack. "I came here to deal with you guys." Joe Hanji dodged the strike and said, "Then go ahead," shoving him toward me. "Start with this kid." As he walked away, Joe Hanji shouted, "If I help you, it won't be you ruling the school anymore." Kim Dong-jin saw me trying to pull back. He was about to chase, but I blocked him. Joe Hanji actually wanted to see where Yun Do-jun's limits truly were. I actually landed a punch on Kim Dong-jin's chin. But the next second, he kicked me flat. He scoffed. "Don't tell me you plan on fighting 1 versus 2? He still couldn't believe that Hwang Se-hyun had been beaten up by what he called my weak punches. I got angry. I'd hit with everything I had, yet he called me weak. Still, seeing Hwang Se-hyun's condition, he guessed, since he took damage from you, you're probably not a pushover. But I still don't get it. Why try to rule our school? Did you have some conflict with our students? I'd done so many hateful things, I didn't know why he'd assume anything about me." Hearing his words made me furious. If you know what you're doing is hateful, why not stop earlier? You perverts. I punched Kim Dong-jin in the face. He didn't even budge. He asked coldly, "Did you see the chat group? What did we do wrong? Don't act like some saint. Tell me the truth. Do you also like what's in that chat?" Keeping quiet. Does that mean you actually enjoy it too? I struggled with everything I had and bit his hand hard. He yanked it back in pain. "You psycho." His attacks were incredibly heavy, and Hwang Se-hyun charged in as well. All I could do was dodge, which gave Kim Dong-jin an opening. As expected, facing 2 fighters like them was overwhelming. If I did nothing, the same thing as before would repeat. Except now, it was even worse. Hwang Se-hyun was weaker, but these 2 were far stronger than the previous pair. I couldn't help but wonder, was Joe Hanji intentionally stopping me from taking over the school? Hwang Se-hyun mocked me. "You weak chick. I thought you had backup. That's why you acted tough. Didn't expect your backup to run first. How pathetic." I sneered back, "Seriously? So you guys always gang up on one person and pretend you're hot shit? If it were me, I'd shut up before embarrassing myself." Hwang Se-hyun exploded. "Do we beat the sense out of your head?" I knew I had to follow the steps the instructor taught me. Neither of them expected that guy to suddenly bail. I'd already thrown out all the tough talk, but now I doubted, could I really win? These 2 were both insanely strong. If I wanted to win, I had to think of something. First, I used a move I learned from the boxer, Song Dong-ha. I struck Hwang Se-hyun's chin with a heavy punch. Kim Dong-jin yelled at him, "You idiot! What the hell are you good for?" The next second, a foot suddenly appeared right in front of his eyes. It was the same move Hwang Se-hyun used on me last time. I slammed a kick into Kim Dong-jin. Joe Hanji wondered, "Did you learn this by copying again?" Honestly, it did look like it. Except the opponent was way tougher now. Kim Dong-jin aimed a kick at my supporting leg. I fell hard, stumbling forward. His kicks were vicious and fast, too overwhelming. I needed to escape one more time and find an opening. Suddenly, Hwang Se-hyun grabbed me from behind. He laughed. "If you're not convinced, call your buddy to help you." Kim Dong-jin kicked me in the face. "Street fighting," he scoffed. "Who cares about being dirty? Do yourself a favor and crawl back to the gym." No matter how I thought about it, fighting these 2, whether physically or in numbers, was just unfair. I smashed the back of my head into Hwang Se-hyun's face. Joe Hanji knew well. No one in this world is kind enough to fight you fairly. Only when you have the strength to break unfairness do you truly become strong. I knew exactly the kind of strength he meant. Only geniuses like him could do that. So I had to force the conditions to be fair by dragging Kim Dong-jin straight into the lake. I pushed him underwater, my hands wrapped around his neck. He pulled my hair fiercely. Neither of us could breathe in the water. "Fine then, let's make this fair." Let's see who meets God first. Kim Dong-jin couldn't understand. Why wouldn't I let go? He was the one who ran out of air first. On the shore, Hwang Se-hyun cursed. Is that guy's head made of stone? So damn hard. Once Kim Dong-jin dragged him back up, he swore he'd beat me to a pulp. But when he turned around, he froze. I smashed a punch into his face. Finally, this bastard was done. And Kim Dong-jin too. I collapsed onto the ground, exhausted. A hand suddenly tapped my shoulder, startling me. Johan Ji said, Yendu Jun, not bad. From now on, no one will bully you that easily. But it's not over. There's still someone in Yunlan High waiting for you. You must defeat him to rule that school. Otherwise, people will keep coming after you. Turns out everyone else from Yunlan who tried to help had already been taken out by Johan Ji. Only one guy was still conscious, muttering that the wolf head was a monster. With both Hwang Se-hyun and Kim Dong-jin defeated, he rushed to contact their boss, Hui Idwa. Hours later, Hwang Se-hyun asked, "How does losing feel?" Kim Dong-jin told him to shut up. He underestimated the kid. In truth, he knew. If Hwang had seen the look in that guy's eyes during the fight, he wouldn't be talking big. Hwang Se-hyun cursed. If Hui Idwa finds out, we're dead. But Hui Idwa was already standing behind him. He said coldly, "You two useless idiots, making me come all the way here myself. Have I not warned you? Stop embarrassing me everywhere you go. When you get bullied, whose face do you think you're dragging through the mud? Yours or mine? What do I even need you for?" Hwang Se-hyun apologized honestly, saying they'd find a way to crush that kid under their feet. Hui Idwa replied coldly, "Crushing him isn't enough. He's shouting about ruling Yunlan High. That means he's aiming at me. Fine then. I'll beat him in front of everyone until nothing is left." The next day, I carried a discounted sushi set, ready for a sushi party. A motorcycle suddenly sped straight toward me. A metal rod was about to slam down. Cha Dei blocked it for me. A flying book hit the two attackers, knocking them over. Johan Ji stepped on the rider, annoyed. Cha Dei snapped. Who the hell are these guys? I glanced at his arm, worried. Han Ji glanced at the school badge. Yep, low-rank Yunlan thugs. He told me beating a few small fry was useless. I had to take down the top boss. I said it before. Once a fight starts, you don't leave loose ends. If you hesitate, the price later will be brutal. In the park, Weedwood picked up a call. He asked, "Caught him yet?" But the voice had changed. I told him not to waste time. He burst out laughing. "So you're the brat trying to rule Yunlan High?" I answered, "If you want to fight, do it one-on-one. Don't send trash after me." Weedwood asked my name. I told him, "Remember it well. The one who'll flatten your school is Yendu Jun." Weedwood agreed. "Fine, let's duel. Come alone, if you got guts." That night, I asked where Weedwood was. They laughed. "You actually came alone? Are you naive or just stupid? Too bad. Weedwood doesn't think the same as you." A hand grabbed the face of the man attacking me. Johan Ji had expected this. He growled, "Do you idiots suffer from a disease where keeping your word means death?" Someone recognized him. It's the wolf head, the guy who soloed dozens of Yunlan students. The runaway team members walked through the crowd with grim faces. Johan Ji asked, "That's him?" He told Weidwa, "Stop wasting time. We won't interfere. How about you fight him one-on-one right now?" Weidwa sneered. "You think I'll listen to trash like you?" Johan Ji mocked him. "Afraid to lose in front of your underlings? Makes sense. Would be embarrassing." Weidwa laughed loudly. "Kid, your jokes are pretty good. Fine, I'll play along tonight." I felt uneasy. He was Junglin's boss. Could I win? Hanji said, "Every fight has a chance to win. The real question is whether you can seize that chance." I regained my confidence and fixed my eyes on my opponent. Weed was sneered, "So it's you. Yendu Jun, right? But I remember your old name, Dumbass Jun." Cold sweat ran down my back. I didn't expect him to be Huidwa. Back then, I was still a student. Lee Daoyun once played pool with him and called him Duo Bro. He smirked at me. The kid once mocked as Dumbass Jun. "Pathetic," he said with a mocking grin. I told Joe Hanji not to worry about me. I had a reason I had to win, even if it meant breaking my bones. He'd heard I pushed Lee Daoyun and got expelled. Change a lot, huh? Even learned how to make scary faces? Weed was smirked. "Let me help you get your old face back." Even after all this time, my body stiffened on reflex. And how could it not? The first time I saw him, I watched him beat a kid half to death just for bumping a pool table leg. He and Lee Daoyun were truly a rotten pair. The first time he saw me, he naturally joined in bullying me. Still acting tough, huh? He laughed. Didn't even flinch when burned with a cigarette. Lee Daoyun trained his dog well. So how about another game? His urge to crush me was fully ignited. Then he spat a thick glob on the ground. Look at your face now. So pathetic, he laughed. Back then, all I felt was fear. Honestly, I'm still afraid of him. And because of that, I absolutely cannot lose. Dumbass June, you're adorable. I see right through you, he mocked. You're terrified of me, aren't you? I always knew he was strong, but only after fighting him did I truly understand how strong. Remember being a walking ashtray? He grinned. His speed was insane, especially his legs. Almost like teleporting. He expected I'd changed, but see me now, he laughed. Still a dumbass. Looks like Huang Se-hyun and Kim Dong-jin didn't get beaten enough. Hong Ji-young whispered to Jo Han-ji-ai. Is he really okay? Weedwa hits hard. Even Cha Dae-yi thought maybe they should wait before stepping in. During this time, after part-time jobs and chores, that kid trained insanely hard, running endlessly, punching nonstop. One time, when Cha Dae-yi handed him water, he noticed Do Jun's hands were swollen. I couldn't help warning him to rest, but he kept training. The look in his eyes showed how desperate he was. Cha Dae-yi knew if they intervened now, Yun Do Jun would never reach the next step. Huidwa couldn't understand why I dared approach him, but the pain only made my mind clearer. I managed to knock him down, and I hammered his face with all my strength. This brat knocked me down? He was stunned. He cursed violently, then kicked me off him. Don't think landing a few hits means you're hot shit. He kicked again. I dodged. I grabbed his leg again and slammed him down a second time. He grabbed my throat. The crowd was shocked. Huidwa was a top fighter here. How could that kid fight him evenly? Huidwa was furious, getting humiliated in front of his underlings. The more he looked at me, the more annoyed he got. How dare this idiot make that face at me? He grabbed my arm violently. My bones cracked. The pain was unbearable. Cha Dae-yi once asked me, is revenge really that important? Can't you just live quietly with us? I wanted to, but I couldn't. Sometimes living with them made me forget the past. But at night, the ones who tormented me always returned in my dreams. Even though things are fine now, I still unconsciously show that expression from when I was bullied. Huidwa scoffed, don't pretend you're strong. Dumb June, you still look best with that crying, tearful face. I told Huidwa that I would never let them do whatever they wanted again, lifting my head sharply. I had told Chudi before that I was in too much pain, so I couldn't just do nothing, so I decided to endure everything, whether it was the harsh training or the real combat drills brother Jo Han-ji-ai made me do, or being trampled under those scumbags' feet. I could endure it all, as long as I could make you show the same humiliated expression I once had. Huidwa froze, then cursed, you bastard. I kept smashing my forehead into his. Hong Ji-young cheered excitedly. Nice, it's almost over. But then things changed. Huidwa locked me down with a strange hold. He yelled angrily, bastard, how long do you plan to act tough? Huidwa squeezed my neck with all his strength. Ha Sung-bin and Kim Taek saw my neck was about to snap and wanted to intervene, but Cha Dae-yi told them to wait. He also shot a nervous glance at the calm Jo Han-ji-ai. Cha Dae-yi shouted inwardly, Yun Do Jun, you can do it, right? Jo Han-ji-ai always thought I was too slow. He could read all my moves. He told me to be faster. Do you think you could take revenge with your current level? I stomped down on brother Han-ji-ai's foot and finally managed to close the distance. Even though I was still knocked down, I asked brother Han-ji-ai, didn't you say you'd only use one hand? Jo Han-ji-ai was shocked inside. Yun Do Jun, what did you just do? Students from Yunglon shouted, beat that idiot until he's looking for his teeth. Someone like him doesn't deserve to live. Kim Taek asked anxiously, do we really not need to step in? Cha Dae-yi knew that if they stepped in, it meant Yun Do Jun had lost. Hong Ji-young began to doubt. Does Jo Han-ji-ai really think Yun Do Jun can win? Is that why he stopped us? She couldn't understand why Jo Han-ji-ai trusted Yun Do Jun that much. Huidwa smirked. Yun Do Jun, you're showing me a different side of you. But now you can stop struggling. The sharp pain nearly made my vision blur. I pushed off the ground with both feet, flipping forward with everything I had. Hui's eyes widened. What the hell is that? I managed to flip my whole body over and finally broke free. Hong Ji-young cheered, praising Han Ji-ai. Not bad. Han Ji-ai Appa. He even learned to improvise. Why didn't you tell us earlier he could break free? I was sweating for him. But Joe Han Ji-ai stated plainly, I never taught him that move. Now it was my turn. I pressed Hui down again. The Yunlan school guys never expected me to overturn the fight in an instant. They might actually lose. One of them shouted, screw it. Just sneak attack him. The runaway crew saw that and jumped into the fight too. Chaos erupted as both sides clashed. Even more people rushed at me. Suddenly, someone's foot kicked away the guy who had just attacked me. The man yelled, shocked, Huid, what are you doing? Huid was snapped coldly, you idiots are making me look bad. Did you really think I'd lose to him? Nobody moves. I'm taking him down myself. And I'll deal with you all later. Don't rush. Yun, you idiot. You learned some tricks while wandering around outside, huh? Once I break you, forget about using your hands to eat. You're so damn clueless. You're a disgusting cockroach. How dare you provoke me? I won't let you crawl over my head. I suddenly punched him in the face. I dodged his strikes as well, and countered at every right moment. Huidwa couldn't understand what was going on, why it kept happening, why he was suddenly fighting on equal footing with this idiot. He knew if he didn't take me down soon, things would turn ugly, especially in front of his underlings. Some of them were already dissatisfied. The one who tried to help him was furious for being hit instead. Huidwa realized they were doubting him, doubting whether he really stood at the top of the food chain. No matter how strong he fought, losing his crew meant losing everything. And I had the nerve to shake his authority. Get on the ground and beg, he said. No matter how hard you try, you'll never beat me. But the truth was, we were evenly matched. Kim Ziok was stunned. When did Yun Du-jun reach this level? Han Ji-ai-hyung, what did you do to him? Joe Han Ji-ai replied, nothing much. I just taught him the basics. I progressed so quickly because I reacted instinctively. Footwork and proper punches are easy to learn, but using them in a real fight requires a higher level. But I picked them up fast and used them immediately. My performance exceeded even Han Ji-ai's expectations. At first he wasn't sure, but now he was certain I had natural talent for fighting. It had simply never been discovered before, so even I didn't know. At that moment, only one thought filled my mind. I must win. I had to find a way to beat him. Huidwa roared, stop struggling, you filthy roach. My mind was more focused than ever before. I used a footwork style I didn't even know I could do and dodge his attack. Not only the Yunlan guys, even the runaway crew was stunned. This was far beyond Huidwa's expectations. I knew exactly what I had to do next. Joe Han Ji-ai thought to himself, a natural-born fighter, tough willpower, and a burning drive for revenge. Someday, Yun Du-jun will become a terrifying force. Huidwa was completely stunned from the hit. Furious, he clenched his fist, ready to smash this bastard. I quickly closed the distance and landed another heavy blow on him. His tightened fist instantly loosened, powerless. I didn't dare get careless. I struck him again with full force. Huidwa finally collapsed, fully unconscious. The Yunlan school students were shocked. What did that guy just do? The runaway crew shouted excitedly, Yun Du-jun. That kid actually beat the boss of Yunlan school. It was finally over, yet my hands wouldn't stop trembling. I did this with my own hands. The Yunlan students couldn't believe their boss really got beaten by that idiot. Someone suggested, we have more people than them. Let's flip this back. No matter how strong Wolfhead is, there's no way he can handle all of us. Joe Han Ji-ai laughed. Are you guys blind? Can't you see your boss lying on the ground? If you move again, he'll wipe you out. That skinny kid is actually a psycho. Han Ji-ai whispered to me, don't space out. Act strong. You can't look weak at the end. I asked coldly, you're all Huidwa's underlings, right? Who allowed you guys to stare at me like that? If you want to strike back, be ready to lose 2 teeth. Seeing their boss defeated, the Yunlan students bolted immediately. Han Ji-ai congratulated me for finally shaking off the idiot image. I smiled in relief. After my duel with Huidwa, Yunlan school changed. Delinquent students turned on each other and stopped acting united. The harassed girls in the group chat used this chance to report them, and Younglan held a massive disciplinary committee. I submitted the evidence I got from those delinquents. Most were suspended, and several key figures were expelled. On top of that, Huang Seihan, Kim Dongjin, and Hui Yidhua, who committed blackmail and violent crimes, were all sent to juvenile detention. But Hui Yidhua disappeared afterward. In the end, Younglan School became peaceful. Naon even doubted if this was the same place she used to attend. Her dad, seeing his daughter so happy, decided to cook his signature barbecue that night. Everything seemed to be turning for the better. In the evening, I felt embarrassed. Did things really have to go this far? Cha Dae-yi said seriously, of course they do. I sighed. I just won one fight. Do we really need to buy cake to celebrate? I think you're the one who just wants cake. Kim Ziok said sincerely, I haven't known you long, but I didn't expect you to change so much in such a short time. I think you're amazing. Ha Sung-bin added, with your strength now, you should be able to get real revenge. I murmured the word revenge under my breath. Jo Hanji stood beside me, silently watching my distant expression. Late at night, everyone was asleep, but I was still wide awake. I quietly walked outside, standing on the rooftop, zoning out. A voice behind me laughed. I thought you'd be so happy you'd clap with your feet. You got your revenge and became stronger just like you wanted. What's bothering you now? For the first time, what I felt wasn't about winning a fight, but about personally taking revenge on those who bullied me. I had never felt this kind of release before, but at the same time, I felt wronged. No matter how badly I beat them, I could never live happily with my family again, nor have an ordinary school life. No matter how much revenge I take, I can't return to the past. That made me feel so unfairly treated. Hanji I asked, confused, so you plan to give up on revenge? I quickly denied it. I still had to take revenge on the bastard from Eugen School. Hanji I sighed with a helpless smile. Kid, why are you acting like everything's over already? Your revenge isn't even finished. Yun, are you scared that after revenge, you'll end up living like a ghost? Don't worry. Once you're done, I'll make your damn street life colorful. Just trust me, kid. I nodded, a little moved. Cha-Di quietly listened to us for a while, staring at the sky, lost in thought. The next day, Cha Dae-yi told me I didn't need to work today. He had already told Naon that I was taking the day off. Hong Jie-young asked, confused, Cha Dae-yi, what are you trying to do today? Forcing us to take leave? He snapped back. That's exactly the problem. We take life too seriously. We don't act like a runaway crew at all. We went to karaoke bar, but Jie-young refused to let everyone drink and smoke. All day long, I experienced things I'd never done before. Ha Sung-bin's bowling skills were ridiculously good. He and I teamed up, planning to make Cha Dae-yi lose badly. Jo Han-ji looked at us with relief. But because I played terribly, our team lost and I had to treat everyone ice cream. Even so, I was happy. I couldn't remember the last time I hung out with this many people. Why was I always so anxious before? If my life hadn't had that accident, would it have been happier than now? Maybe my real family is the one I have now. Suddenly, a familiar voice made my heart jump. It was my father. I hesitated and whispered, Dad. I didn't understand why he was here. What should I say? Should I pretend not to see him? He stared straight at me. What was he thinking? Did he still see me as a son? Since childhood, my dad cared obsessively about our grades. He made us report what we learned every day and constantly checked our scores. If he was even slightly dissatisfied, he beat us without hesitation, especially me, who always scored worse than my brother. When Dad got mad, his beatings hurt terribly. I was always terrified and didn't know what to do. Back then, I never even thought about resisting. After each beating, Mom applied ointment and told me Dad hit me because he loved me and cared about me. I believed my mom completely. I studied hard every day, all to meet my dad's expectations. Eventually, my effort paid off. I got good grades and brought the report card to Dad, hoping he'd praise me like he praised my brother. But after seeing it, he sighed and muttered, same parents, yet the gap is this big. That day, he neither praised me nor hit me. After that, Dad stopped caring about me altogether. At first, I felt relieved not being beaten, but then he stopped asking about anything related to me. My family was right there, yet I felt like I wasn't part of it. Dad never hit me again, but somehow, it hurt even more than before. He yelled, "Yun Do-jun," running around outside and not coming home. "You've embarrassed me completely. I can't even face the neighbors. You idiot. Stop making a fool of yourself outside and get home. Come with me. I'll deal with you once we get home." I asked coldly, "Only now you want to hit me? Who should I thank you? You never cared about me, treated me like air, and now that I embarrassed you, you want me home? If you don't want me, then cut it clean. Don't suddenly pretend to be a responsible father now." He trembled with anger. "You brat. You've been wandering outside so long you lost all shame. How dare you talk to your father like this? I should have never let your mother give birth to you." I shut my eyes tight, waiting for the slap. But nothing happened. Dad looked to the side, confused. Johan Ji said calmly, "Uncle, please stop." Dad snapped, "Let go. You don't look like a decent person at all." Han Ji said flatly, "You're right. I'm a real thug. And if you hit him again, I won't let it slide. While I'm still being polite, you'd better leave." Dad pointed at me and yelled, "So you're hanging around with these lowlifes? Are you trying to ruin your life? If you don't come home today, don't ever think of stepping in again." I told him I feel the same. I don't need that cold house either. Han Ji asked if he shouldn't have interfered. I denied it and thanked him. It was really over. I had no family anymore. Han Ji said, "Don't be sad over losing people like that. You'll find real family someday. Blood doesn't decide it. Hearts connecting is what matters." I got hit today, but it didn't hurt at all. I once thought running away from home meant my life was over. But actually it wasn't. Now I already have a perfect family. After months of living outside, I fully adapted and my old life drifted away from me. Daily training became routine. I took off my sweat-soaked shirt when a sudden gasp came from beside me. Kim Ziok laughed. "Not a bad body, huh? Working at Naon's pizza shop again. Facing unreasonable customers again." I simply told that lunatic to get out. People scoffed. Who would dare cause trouble in a store run by Joe Hanji's family? Life with the runaway crew. I had completely adapted to my new life. Sparring with Han Ji also became routine. Han Ji laughed. "Is this all the so-called boss of Yunwan Hai had? Hit harder." I launched forward, catching him off guard. Han Ji murmured, "Not bad, but you still can't hit me." He praised me. My skills were improving. I almost landed a hit. "So, should we start moving? Time to think about revenge." Meanwhile, inside the Republic-era hospital, Lee De-yoon lay on the bed, skinny as a skeleton, with the monitors beeping nonstop. Scenes from right before he passed out kept replaying in his mind. During the months he was unconscious, Yun Do-jun kept appearing in his dreams like a damn demon. The moment he woke up, he screamed Do-jun's name in a hoarse voice. His former underlings heard the news that he had regained consciousness. They also heard that the guy's legs seemed messed up. Hobbling on one leg, Lee De-yoon asked, "Didn't I tell you to call everyone from Yujin High? Why are there only 2 of you?" Bae Ju-won said everyone had been beaten by Yun Do-jun and that weird wolf mask kid. They didn't want more trouble, so no one came. Recently, schools in the area had all set up violence oversight committees, so they advised him to lay low for now. Lee De-yoon snapped, "That brat made me like this, and you want me to endure? Damn it, you think I'm easy to bully? Shut your filthy mouth and come beat him up with me right now." Ryu Sung-tae got annoyed. "You need to stop already." With one shove, Lee De-yoon fell back onto the floor. Ryu Sung-tae asked, "Your leg is basically crippled. What can you even do with it?" Filled with hatred, Lee De-yoon yelled, "So what? Are you saying you won't come with me? You disloyal bastards, I knew it. I don't need cowards like you. I'll deal with him myself." Bae Ju-won said bluntly, "What can you do in your condition?" Ryu Sung-tae thought for a moment, then stopped him, asking if he even knew where Yun Do-jun was now. That evening, I went to Yunglon School to meet Naon. Boss thought it might rain after class, so he sent me with an umbrella. Han Ji wanted free pizza, so he tagged along. None of the 3 of us noticed the eyes following from behind. Lee De-yoon's hatred for Yun Do-jun had reached the bone. Ryu Sung-tae told him that after getting expelled, that guy kept appearing near Yunglon School. Hearing this, Lee De-yoon wanted to call out the local boss, Il-deok. But according to what people from Yunglon said, Il-deok disappeared after losing to Yun Do-jun. Lee De-yoon didn't believe it. How could that loser he used to humiliate beat Il-deok? But Il-deok never answered his calls. Lee De-yoon believed he could still deal with that loser himself. Just then, the three of us stopped walking. Han Ji asked what those guys were doing. The punks beating someone yelled at him to get lost. Han Ji scoffed. After behaving for a while, these idiots were crawling out again. The punks got pissed and were about to swing. Han Ji called out to me, saying we'd each take two. With my current skill, this level of opponent was nothing. Lee Di-yoon was stunned. Was that guy really Yendu Jun? Even the punks were shocked. How was he that strong? Then they recognized Han Ji. They realized he wasn't someone they could mess with and scrambled to run. Han Ji could tell that with opponents of this level, I could probably handle all of them alone. He warned the uncle that the area was dangerous and not to provoke these guys. But the uncle said they had targeted him on purpose. As soon as they saw him, they checked his ID and immediately attacked. Han Ji felt this pattern was familiar. Could it be that they were back? From the shadows, Lee Di-yoon cursed. Yendu Jun had gotten terrifyingly strong. If he really beat Il the Yak, then in his current state, there was no way he could win against him. Lee Di-yoon suddenly realized a problem. Was he actually scared of him now? Scared of that useless loser? Yendu Jun? Lee Di-yoon cursed and decided not to take revenge anymore. Suddenly a voice barked, "What's with that filthy mouth?" A random street thug asked, "Were you just cursing at us?" Lee Di-yoon wondered, "What are you guys doing?" The thug said bluntly, "Picking a fight. Hand over all your money." Lee Di-yoon couldn't believe he'd be targeted by kids like this. "I'm Lee Di-yoon from Eugene School." What followed was a one-sided beating. The thug snapped, "How dare this skinny idiot fight back? Because of you trash, my ice cream fell to the ground." Lee Di-yoon couldn't take it and begged to be let go. The thug smirked and ordered him to eat the ice cream off the ground. "Finish it and you can leave." Lee Di-yoon panicked. Had he really become such a useless coward? "Damn you, Do-jun, why did you push me? Why didn't you hold it in to the end? Am I going to be treated like trash forever? Just like that idiot Do-jun." Suddenly another thug was knocked down. Yendu Jun shouted, "What do you guys think you're doing?" Another thug went flying. I was annoyed. Lately, idiots like these kept popping up. I then asked the man still lying on the ground, "Can you stand up on your own?" Lee Di-yoon trembled. What was going on? What was this situation? In his life, there was a past he wanted to erase, short as it was. He had once been isolated because he was fat. Classmates always looked down on him, giving him pitying and mocking eyes. Every time, he didn't dare fight back or meet their gaze. Every day was humiliation, until the day he learned to fight. Looking down at someone he had knocked to the ground, Lee Di-yoon suddenly understood what life meant. From that day on, he swore never to return to who he once was. And from that moment on, he never allowed anyone to look down on him again. Lee Di-yoon had once been someone who stood in the spotlight. So why now? Why was he being looked down upon by the same loser he used to bully so casually? Lee Di-yoon realized he had to slip away quietly. If that guy recognized him now, he'd be finished. With a sharp grunt, Lee Di-yoon pushed himself up to his feet. Because of his injured leg, he couldn't run at all, and he prayed silently for that guy to just walk away. But why was that guy speaking so politely, saying he wanted to help him walk? Lee Di-yoon panicked. He was about to be recognized. Suddenly, raindrops began to fall from the sky. Using that moment, Lee Di-yoon limped away as fast as he could. Han Ji told Yendu Jun to let him go. It seemed the guy didn't need their help. But Yendu Jun noticed that strange person limping away. After walking for a bit, Lee Di-yoon secretly checked and saw no one following. He let out a breath of relief. This was enough. He planned to find people later and give that idiot Do-jun a brutal beating. So he didn't need to feel so worthless. Suddenly, a shadow blocked the rain. Someone held an umbrella over him, saying kindly, "You don't look so well. Take this umbrella and walk with it." Lee Di-yoon couldn't understand. What was this kid trying to do? He pushed the clueless guy away, but his hands were shaking uncontrollably. I didn't understand. He didn't look very healthy either. So why was he resisting so much? Just take the umbrella. Don't refuse it. Just as I was about to say something, I heard a voice that shook me to my core. Hoarse as it was, the guy said, "Please stay away from me."